I live close to the airport, so I get a lot of planes flying by. But anyway, I forgot to tell you, once you come into the live, make sure you tap the like button. All right, tap up the like button. All right. So anyway, as I'm saying, Reds, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
No, I think I got it right now. I think special. I gotta check my other phone to see if it's actually streaming to my channel.
Once you hit the button, it won't show you on StreamYard, but yeah, you'll know because the people that are on your side will. I won't see them on my side.
Okay, okay.
You will see them on your side. So you won't see the same numbers you see on my side. You will just see them on your side.
All right, cool. Yeah, so what's going on, man?
I'm here. Hi, Bud Files. Welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah, I'm just asking the question. Um, do you think that social media has kind of skewed our thought process of critical thinking, right? Yeah, I
Absolutely.
can see you. Yeah, you're live. You're live. I can see you. I can see you on
Okay.
my end. You're live. Yeah,
Nice,
it's good.
nice. Absolutely, man. Nobody thinks anymore, bro. No, the same thing you were just mentioning about the phone thing is the number one way to know that we've lost our way of thinking. We used to remember phone numbers. We don't know anything anymore. If we get lost somewhere, we don't have a phone. We don't even know who to call. We literally don't know who to call because all we do is press a name on your phone, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Or GPS, right?
Without a phone, you can't use your
Yeah.
GPS. Right?
But
It's crazy.
think about that. Like, when I grew up I grew up in a time where I learned how to read maps.
Yeah.
So how many people like? Oh, you got music in the background?
Yeah, I gotta turn it
Jack,
off. Hold on.
you
Hold on.
jacking?
Woman.
Yeah. I can't get no
Okay, there we
yeah
go. No, I just turned the
yeah.
music off, man. You're trying to get me in trouble. Damn, woman. You guys can hear me okay now, right?
Yeah, we can hear you right now. I was
Sorry
like,
about that, man.
man.
I was vibing, you know?
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. But
Bless up everybody in the chat, first of all. Thank you, Special K, for the hookup, and we're good now. We're good to go, guys. Tiki bar is open. Drinks are served, but you got to bring your own drink, like
that's
Winstone
right.
says, no food here. And don't get mad at the man because the one day he don't cook, you guys are getting all up in your feelings, Brendan. Stop that stuff. Okay, I'm defending him today. I'm defending him today. The
But
topics are
look,
real today.
regardless, they know. Trini. I told him from the get go, make sure you eat before you come over here. So, so if you
Even if
don't
I'm
eat,
not cooking.
yeah. Even if I'm not cooking, that's on you. Saturdays the tiki bar day, and we just will our vibes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So my whole thing is this, Reds, is you know I ask this question: are people using the internet to make their decisions before getting all the information that they need?
Absolutely. Absolutely are. They go on a site, they want to find something, and right away they click on it and they read it and they assume that this is the truth
Mm-hmm.
without even fact checking anything. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty scary that you can go on anybody's internet login or whatever their site and they tell you something and you're just gonna believe it without even thinking about it. Easily misled, easily just get the wrong information and then do something that completely doesn't make sense, especially when a kid is sick or when a child is sick. A lot of people like to go on there and type in this, and the third, and the note says, "Okay, well, do this for your child and do this for your child." It's not a
Mm-hmm.
good look. That's why we have professionals out here, real professionals.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's one
Yeah.
of the reasons why I
So,
brought this subject up, because like you said, there's a lot of people that now that
yeah,
the information is available, so now all of a sudden you don't need a doctor that spent 8 years in medical school,
they already paid it.
you know, to
Already
you
paid
don't
that line for a while.
because you can Google it. All of a sudden now you're questioning a doctor that went to medical school, um, for 8 years in their profession.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like, a mason or a carpenter, right? Somebody that comes to your house and says, you ask them, say, hey, build me a barbecue pit. I got to put some food in there somewhere. But but like somebody that is a mason, and you're saying, okay, I need you to build me a barbecue pit. But as he's building the barbecue pit, you're like, well, that don't look right because you had some information on YouTube that says what a barbecue pit is supposed to look like.
Yeah,
So you don't listen to the professional, right? At the end of the day, where is this coming from? Why is it? Why do we believe that everything on the internet is the end all be all?
I don't know why people do this, guys. I really don't. And you'd think we'd have more common sense to know that it doesn't work that way because anybody can create a site, anybody can put up any information, and anybody can type in whatever they feel they want to type in, even because they probably got it off another site that probably gave them the wrong information, and they just want people to come to their site to click on it because that's how they gain revenue off of you know people clicking on it. But is that information really accurate? Nobody knows until you really delve into it. um, you don't send your son is sick because of a fever, and you just don't go online and type it in. My son has this. These are their symptoms, and what do
Hmm.
I do? And then all of a sudden they tell you, yeah, go feed him nitroglycerin. You're good. You
Right,
know what I mean? It
right.
don't make no sense, right? So if you don't pay attention to what you're doing and focus on more than just one way of getting the information, you're already in the loss.
Hmm.
And it's really sad to think that this is the way we live right now.
Hmm. But that's the thing. It's like even in that sense, the social media or the internet gives you multiple options, right? So you have to choose which one you're going to use, right? You're going to have the medical trained professional version of it. You're going to get the what do you call it?
The
Um
skilled, the skilled nurse, the
the skilled
everything.
nurse version of it. You're going to get the what's the word I'm looking for? Homeopathic homeopathic version of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
The
yeah, the
holistic
homeopathic,
the holistic version
holistic.
of
Yep.
it. You're going to get multiple versions of it, right?
And you're gonna get
But
Granny's treatment too.
you're going to get granny's treatment. You're going to get, but the one thing I can tell you this that I've always said, the one thing about when I
So
go
hot
back
there.
to my side, your side, and the truth is that if you look at all three, there's always one constant, right?
Yeah,
And that constant is generally the truth. So no matter how many different versions of something that you get, there's always going to be a commonality between all these different versions, right? You know,
absolutely.
and you as a person have to look at what's going on and say, you know what? Okay, I hear
This
this
makes
side, I
sense.
hear
Yeah.
that side, but this is the part of it that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
But for somebody who really doesn't have no clue, how do you really judge that this makes sense? Maybe in their head it makes sense, but somebody didn't tell them there's something that's missing out of that,
Well,
right?
that goes
But,
back to one. I think it goes back to how you were raised too, right? So there's
yeah,
there's there's multiple facets to it. It's how you were raised, what your religious beliefs are. There's so many facets to it. And again, one of the things for me personally that I was blessed with was I was able to grow up in like when it comes to religion and politics and
yeah.
everything else, I was able to get a bigger version of the
That's a grab
world,
a seat.
right? I got a bigger
Yeah,
version of the world. So I went to a Catholic school
you went to a
when I was
Catholic
in
school.
like when I was in primary school, but every weekend I went to an evangelist church, you know, and that's like night and day, right? It's like
Yeah,
night and day. So, Catholic church is like, everybody's quiet and you're praying and you get your wine and your bread. I'm doing the short version of it. But then you go to an evangelist church, and I got a pastor that's got a gun on his hip. Because
that's crazy. That's crazy.
you know what I'm saying.
I
But
was raised Pentecostal, so I don't really know about too much of that stuff.
well, I'm not gonna call no names, but That was, I went to that church. But
Yeah,
my whole point about this is that there are so many religions in the world, right? And my whole thing is you can believe in your religion. Everybody kind of sticks to their religion. The one thing that's constant to me is that there is a supreme being, right?
absolutely.
So that's by design. So no matter what you believe in, if you believe in 100 gods, or you believe in one God, or whatever you believe in, the one constant is that there is a supreme being for every religion, regardless. So you think about that. We don't all speak the same language, but we all believe in a supreme being. That's by design. That to me, that makes sense to me. That's a constant.
Yeah, one hundred
So
percent.
so no matter what religion I look at in any generation, as far as the modern world has had, you know, writing down notes and taking stuff like that, guess what? Everybody believes in a supreme being, regardless of what your God is. Everybody believes. So that's, to me, I can take one side or multiple sides of a story and say, you know what? Guess what? There is a supreme being, because it can't be that far fetched that everybody, from people that don't even speak the same language, believe in a supreme being. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, I can draw facts from that and say, you know what? There has to be a supreme being somewhere. You know,
The
because
commonalities are there.
yeah, the commonalities are there. You
Yep.
know, regardless of what religion, what race, what gen, what culture you look at, everybody
Something's
has
out there. Yep.
everybody has a higher being, right? That's what I'm saying. You know, so it's, again, it goes back to what I'm saying with this whole conversation is. Give me 1 second. I think I closed out my screen here. Um, is social media just kind of taking that away from us and making it easier for us to just not have to think about making a decision, just make a decision without having to think about it? Because, okay, for example, you get a video of an accident, right? And you see a video with a car running into another car at an intersection, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's wrong," right?
Yeah.
But we were in there. We didn't see the rest of the video. We didn't see the
That
fact
incident.
that the person that actually got hit was the person that was on their phone, not paying attention, ran a red light. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so now we're formulating based on what social media is showing us. We're formulating a decision based on the last video that we saw, right?
Without
So
knowing the
now,
facts.
right, without knowing the facts. So now we come to a decision where we're like, oh yeah, this person is wrong. And then my problem is that when we actually find out what happened, then it's like, oh well, that's not the truth, because you've already formed, you in your mind, you've already made a decision that what you thought of was the right decision that you made, and you're not willing to compromise based
And
on the information that you had.
not only that, the fact that everybody looks at this guy as guilty or a person as guilty before even going through any kind of trial, that's stuck on him for the rest of his life,
Oh,
right?
dude,
That doesn't disappear
that popped into my head today, because as I was thinking about the topic, I said, you know what? It used to be innocent until proven guilty. Now it's more like guilty until proven innocent.
because of the video online.
Right, right. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get to some of the chats here. So part of the simulation said, think of it this way: in physics, things typically take the path of least resistance. So as humans, we don't like challenges unless you're just a thrill seeker. So technology makes the path real easy. Which
Yep.
in some senses that's true, because but it still doesn't. I think I still don't I still don't think, even with that, you should make a decision based on just one form of information. You know what I'm saying? like you still have to go to multiple sources. Again, everybody has their biases, right? And everybody believes in what they believe in. And I feel like, and again, I'm not speaking for anybody. I'm just going by what I see, right?
Yeah,
So there's a lot of people that say I feel like people tend to gravitate to what aligns with their beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
So if something that I believe in and I see it on TV and it kind of proves what I'm thinking, then that's what I'm gonna go with. You know what I'm saying? Versus taking the opportunity to say, you know what, let me do a little bit more research and before I even make a decision, let me go ahead and do a little bit more research and get some more facts, or you know what I'm saying, some more
absolutely.
information before I start running with whatever whatever narrative that that's
They're
out there.
pushing on you. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pushing on you.
And at the end of the day, it's like you're never going to be 100% right, because again, you'll never have all the facts. You might have some of the facts, and you're, regardless of how many facts you have, you're still speculating, right? So you're never, unless you were there when something happened, like physically there, and you were a part of it. And even then, you still don't have the whole story, right? Because
You know, the thing is, Winston, we're all guilty of this because there's been plenty of times when we see a news story pop up and we're like, whatever they're telling us, you're like, yeah, that guy's guilty for sure. Well, he's
yeah.
guilty for sure. But we have no idea what's happening. We don't know anything about the story except for what they're telling us. And already we're ready to accuse this person of being guilty. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah. And hi, Patrice, welcome in. But that here's my thing. How would you feel if you were in that situation, right?
That's
Because
what I was just thinking about.
you know what I'm saying? How would you feel if you were in that situation where you ran into a car in an intersection, you had the green light, and the person that you ran into was on their phone, not paying attention, ran through the light. It happened to a friend of mine. And
Yep.
luckily he had a camera, a dash cam in his vehicle that
Nice.
showed that he had the green light. And even then,
Nice.
his insurance company was giving him hell, but even though he had the evidence, like he had video evidence that he was in the right. And can you imagine if he didn't have that
It's,
video evidence, what
it's
it would
crazy.
be for him? You know what I'm saying?
So here's a perfect example, Winston. That incident that happened in the U.S. with a guy you know, ending the guy's life. The father's a cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine right away they're saying they're blaming the father for everything without knowing anything because he's a
Mm-hmm.
veteran cop. And right away everybody's on this guy thinking that even though he turned his son in or whatever the case may be, they're looking at him like he's the guilty one right away.
All right.
Crazy.
But at the end of the day, does it really matter?
No, it doesn't.
Does it really matter? Because yeah, devil dog, like you said, 27 years on the police force, right? You can't control what your kids are gonna do.
Exactly,
We
man.
say it all the time.
Exactly.
Like you can raise your kids the best way you can, but
Absolutely.
when they're old enough to make their own decisions, that's what they're gonna do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The man didn't
So
train his son to go unalive
no,
people. You know what I mean?
of course, he didn't. You know. So at the end of the day, we have to. That's the thing that's annoying me about this whole thing about social media, because we make decisions based on what we see immediately without even getting multiple sources, and then after all is said and done, when the truth comes out,
You're like, oh well.
well, yeah, they just say, "Oh well." Nobody apologizes. Nobody's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made the wrong decision." They're like, "Ah, yeah, yeah, well, yeah, well." At the time, the information
It's
I
not my
had is
life,
what,
it's not my
yeah,
life, so who cares?
exactly. Hi, novelty queen, welcome in.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm good.
No,
This is such an interesting, like such an intriguing discussion, I was like, I have to come up here and join because like so much thing is running through my mind as I'm listening to you guys, and it's like, oh man, I want to type it, but it's so long.
Novelty. Make sure you connect your channel, okay? At least get the watch hours out of it.
Yeah,
I
she's
think
on there. I can see her.
okay, yeah, I just did that.
Okay, good, good, good.
But
Welcome.
So
thank you. Can I add my two
talk to
cents?
me. Tell us what you think because we want multiple perspectives on this whole thing.
Okay, so for me, I feel like it's a lot of times it's about projection for one. Like there's so many different like variations of why people do the things they do in terms of this topic. And I
Hmm.
feel like it's projection because oftentimes like we project what we've seen like within our lifespan or what we have experienced.
Hmm.
Like for instance, if we see like a case on TV where it's like an essay and it's like automatically as majority as females, the first thing we're gonna say is, oh, the man was I'm sorry, the female is correct, right?
Hmm.
And as we all know, over time, like that's not always the case,
Right.
right? But that's also based off of what a person might have went through, like within their lifespan. Like they might have been an essay victim, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
for them, their experience would be so much different because many times for essay victims, like they're very like
Go shower.
um
Go shower.
they're they can't find it within themselves to talk about it because the experience is so traumatic. Like, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
they know what they're going through. And oftentimes, when they do come out and they speak to somebody, a lot of times they're the ones to get blamed,
Right.
right?
Right.
So when they see a scenario like this, they're automatically going to automatically think it has to be the man and the woman's going to be right because this happened to me and she's being brave and speaking out and people are not going to believe her, but because people didn't believe me as well. So there's that type of scenario.
Hmm.
And then there's other scenarios, as in times when people see things, people might see something happen, and based off the person that's telling the story. So, as I was saying earlier, it could also be off of popularity because this person is popular, and based on this, automatically it's true. You don't know this person from Adam nor Eve, but it's true because so and
Right.
so said
Yeah.
it.
So let me ask you this:
Hmm.
is it right for us to judge people based on just one opinion? Right? Because again, you know, like Rez was just saying, we talk about it used to be innocent until proven guilty. Now it's like you're guilty until proven innocent, right?
Right, right,
So
Well, it's the truth because social media has you believing that you're guilty right away,
right,
no matter what you
right,
do.
right off the break. So you have people that has no idea of your situation, no idea of where you came from, what your background is. All they saw was that one little video of one little clip of what they thought happened, and
right.
then everybody is giving their judgment, right? Until it,
Hmm.
because I always say people don't care until it happens to them.
Yeah.
People don't until they're in that situation. Nobody cares until it happens to them, right?
That's
Then
right.
it's a
So
big problem.
yeah, so it's like you're sitting behind a keyboard and you be like, oh, you're the worst parent, you're this, you're that, you did why are you slapping your child? All this crazy stuff that people are willing to say
Hmm.
without having all the information. I mean,
Right.
how do how do we are we so far gone that we can't fix that?
Wow, that's a
Honestly,
good question. That's a
I
good
feel
question.
like I feel like in today's times,
Novelty, you're too far gone. It can't be fixed. Just call it a day, man. You're a mess. Oh my God.
no, I believe that in these times, people are like too far gone because the way society is built up and is built up on so much bias and like you know what I mean with everything that's going on. And a lot of times, I find like people are so like within themselves.
Hmm.
Like you know what I mean? Like it's hard to see beyond what we know or what we've experienced. And like you were
Hmm.
saying, religion, it's the same thing. Like me personally, I have my beliefs, right? Another person might have their belief, but somewhere there's always a clash because people can't just go with the acceptance that it's okay to have different beliefs. It's okay
Right.
for you to believe in what you believe in and what I believe in, and we just reach a common ground. Like you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like you
Hmm.
said, the common ground would be there is an ultimate creator.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
you know
What
what I
makes it
mean?
worse novelty is that people are always trying to push it on you.
Yes,
Exactly.
They're trying to make you change what you believe in to what they believe in,
yes,
which is not good.
yes.
Exactly. But again, it's because people they find it hard to reach that common ground. And I feel like with that alone and society, everybody in society, like not everybody, but majority of society is like this. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like if that's like the main problem, like how is it that it could be fixed now? Like, and that's why I say like, in my opinion, we are very far gone.
You
Because
think
if
we're too? You think it's too far gone for us to fix?
I think we are, I think we are.
I think we are too.
Yeah,
The
I,
envy and the jealousy and the selfishness that I've been seeing lately is nothing like
exactly,
I've ever seen in my lifetime.
yeah,
exactly, exactly.
but it's. I feel like I honestly never think we are too far gone. I feel like it's up again.
Winston, go have
We
another
can
drink, brother. Go have
no
another
man.
drink.
No, my whole thing is this: we can if we give up, then then we're too far gone. If we don't give up, like you said, we can only teach our kids to think or give them the process of critical thinking, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that's the only thing that's going to change this is that we can teach our kids that what you see on social media on TV is not
Yeah,
the end all be
it's
all.
not the end all. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying? It's not the end all be all. So we're not too. I don't feel like we're too far gone. I think yeah, the times that we're living in right now is what it is. But just like there are so many influences to our children, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're the next generation. Like we believe what we believe. We know what we know. Like we way we grew up, and we're still learning. You always learn every single day. You're still learning, right?
absolutely.
But the next generation is like it's almost like we're giving up on them to say we're too far gone to where hey you just gotta go what you got. What you see is what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's almost like we're giving up on them to say we're so far gone that there's nothing we can do to influence them. Because you look at the whole situation that's going on right now with the guy that just got killed.
right,
This guy wasn't he was influencing our kids, right?
right.
Yeah, that's the part they're not talking about, though. And I
You know
don't
what I'm
know, but
saying?
that's I don't know if
And
you want to get too much into that,
well,
but
yeah,
there's definitely a
I'm not
part they're
like
not
trying
talking
to get
about.
too much into that, but what
Yep,
I'm saying
yep,
is like it's just like the professors in our colleges and our
yep.
schools, the teachers in our from the lowest level. Remember, our kids spend most of their life, about half of their life in school. They spend half their life with us and half their life in school.
Mm-hmm.
So the teachers, if you have the teachers are influencing our kids just as much as we are. They're giving them their ideology when they go to school, and that's what they're learning. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if we don't take that active role, teachers essentially could influence our kids to do whatever they want them to do.
Absolutely, absolutely, they
If
can.
we're not taking that role in saying, hey, what'd you learn in school today? Oh, my teacher told me that it's not nice. It's not nice to do this or do that. And you're like, well, what other information do you have?
Mm-hmm.
So having that conversation with your child and saying, okay, you might want to get some more information on this rather than making a decision based on just what your teacher told you.
And more
Mm-hmm.
times they're not going to question the teacher because they're told the teacher's the authority figure.
Right,
So whatever
right,
they say
right.
goes, right? So unless
And
you
and
teach your
and
child
yeah,
differently, they're going to just accept what the teacher says.
exactly. And the parents influences that as well. The
Oh yeah, the
parents
parents. Yep,
essentially says what your teacher says is what I'm saying, right? So if you
yep,
tell your child that whatever the teacher says is the truth
is the truth.
and nothing but the truth, guess what?
And the teacher's only human like everybody else.
Exactly. And they have their biases and everything else. So if they're going to tell our kids, if we tell the kids that, hey, you need to go to school and listen to what your teacher says. And if you don't listen to what your teacher says, I'm going to beat your ass.
And we've been told that for how many days of our lives? How many days have we been told that? How
You
many
know what I'm
times have we been
saying?
told that by our parents? That when we go to
Right.
school, listen to what the teacher says. Only do what the teacher says.
Yeah. Do what the teacher says. And if you don't do it, the teacher's going to, back in the day when I was growing up, the teacher could spank you. And by
Oh
the
yeah, I
time
used
you
to get
got,
it.
and by the time you got home, your parents going to
Same here.
spank you too, you know?
I got lots of
Right?
those.
Right?
Trust me.
Talk to me. Talk to me, novelty queen. Talk to me.
Sounds like she used to get the beatings too.
I, you know,
You're
no,
getting
for real, I
flashbacks.
used to
Novelty, don't lie, don't
when
lie.
when
Okay,
I was in Jamaica, my teacher used to whoop me. I don't remember why because I was very young, but I remember they
you
used
don't
to whoop
remember
me.
why?
I don't.
That's even worse.
I'm
You
gonna
must
wait
have
till
been
you're
a
done.
bad
I'm gonna
youth,
tell you
man.
a story. I'm gonna tell you a story, novelty queen. When you're done, I'm gonna tell you a story. But
Anyway, go ahead,
go
Novelty.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just remember my teacher used to whoop me, and I remember the outside in the back, right, of the school there used to be a tree, and I
Mhm.
remember the teacher used to bring us out there because it was a small tree that I could reach, and I remember she used to make us pick our branch, and I used to pick the tiniest branch.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
We know where this is going.
yeah, and it was never acceptable, so they have to go pick a branch.
Of
And
course, it's gonna be the tiniest branch.
yeah, exactly, and she'll beat me, but I remember like my father now. He disagreed with it. He was just like, nah, because I don't like I said, I don't remember what I did, but I know like based off my father's reaction, it wasn't like something that warrants the discipline I was getting in his eyes.
Right. Right.
And I remember one day like he was so upset and he brought me back to school the next day and he talked to the teacher and he asked like, what's the problem, why you beat her and da da da. And I don't remember what the teacher was saying, but I remember he made her go pick a branch. And I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
that was the last of
think
it.
about that though. Like these
Mhm,
days, right? Like all
mhm,
your information is available on social media, right?
right.
And for your the interaction between teachers and parents are basically through social media, whether it's by email. I mean, when we say social media, I'm talking about all forms of um not yeah communication, not direct connection, but like communication. So now you're communicating most of the time with the teacher through email.
Right.
um you're not having that face-to-face conversation until something goes drastically wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's usually the time when the parents has to go in, talk to the teacher, have a like a face-to-face conversation, where back
Mhm.
in the day it was always about face-to-face, because once you weren't doing too good in school,
Mhm.
you get a letter that was sent with you to your parents,
Mhm.
or mail. Well, they said it two ways. They'll give you one copy and mail a copy just in case you decide to tear it up,
Right.
right? But now it's all done through social media, right?
Mhm.
So you don't get that one-on-one conversation with the people that are influencing your children, right?
Mhm.
And again, for us, like if again, multiple sources of information. So now you have your kids that are on social media, have all these different platforms that are giving out all these different types of information. You have, people lean to whatever direction they lean to, and so the influence is there for them to get the information, but they're not getting all the information. They're getting only one side of the information. So
Mhm.
they form their opinions based on just that one source of information, rather than getting it from multiple sources of information. So
Which is absolutely crazy.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy to think that you don't think outside the box anymore, because the information is so readily available,
Right.
But at the same
even
time,
though it might not be correct.
though, and at the same time, the internet has also provides you with a lot of stuff we could have never found out before in the past. Right? It's a very useful tool once it's used correctly, right?
Mhm.
And once it's used in a negative way, it can be very detrimental for people.
Well, you find that most of the information these days is used in a negative way. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, with the scamming and everything that's going on, you would think that people would be more cognizant of the information that they get, and people still fall for it. You
Right.
know?
Sometimes I feel like just going
Exactly.
back to the bank, bro. Sometimes I feel like just going
Yeah,
back and standing in line.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
It's too
Exactly.
scary right now. It's too scary. Trust me.
You know,
Exactly. That's literally my point, Reg. It's like,
Yeah.
right, we know that, the bank sends out information that says we never ask you for your social security information, your social security number. We don't ask you for your PIN number for your bank account. And people still fall for the scams, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
How do you fall for that when there's the information is out there not to fall for it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the
Like,
problem is a lot of the people they target is are elderly people who don't really are not
yes, that's
savvy
true.
with technology,
That's
right?
true.
So they
Hmm.
really target those people, and it makes me sick that somebody would do that and take somebody's savings and life earnings that they've worked their whole life for to retire and just live their life and take
Mm-hmm.
everything they've ever earned and just rob them of that until they have nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. That makes me so sick to the stomach, man. It gets me so upset.
Facts.
But to them, it's free money. They don't care.
It's free money. They don't care. That's
They
the
don't care.
society we're living in. They
Yeah.
rob from one, and feel no ways about it.
Mm-hmm. That's
They
the
don't care about
society
the
we
fact
live
that he
in.
has grandkids or a daughter or somebody's about to get married or they had some money down payment for their kids' home when they got married. All that stuff's just taken away. They have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
For them, it's just free money, right? You know, they
But
don't they don't think about it's your grandparents, your parents that have worked, 20, 30,
Their
40,
entire
50
life,
years,
man. Yeah.
have their retirement, you know,
And just want to go live their life. They're done. You know what I mean?
yeah. And that goes back to my point, is that one of my questions, I feel like people just want to live their lives, right? I feel like we're in the middle. We're in the middle of this whole thing of the nonsense, right? Like, if you look at, if you really and truly, because the media controls a lot of this stuff. Social media controls a lot of the narratives that we see.
Media's always
But I
controlled
feel like
everything.
in the center of it all, there's just this majority of people that just want to live their lives. They just want to go to work, go home, take a vacation, watch their kids grow up, and just enjoy their life. I feel like there's this middle of people that are there that don't ever say anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They want to get involved.
yeah, we just have this,
Yeah.
common sense where we're thinking, okay, I got that information, I got your nonsense, but you know what?
But it won't happen to me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do my job. I'm gonna go to work, and until it affects me directly, I don't care. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know Orson Welles, right? You know the writer Orson Welles?
Yeah, Orson Welles. Yeah.
Okay, you remember he tested that theory about how media controls everything, and he
Mm-hmm.
created a radio broadcast that said we were
Yep.
being invaded by aliens, and people
Yep.
were panicking, and
Yep. People were
everybody was
panicking.
shutting
Oh yeah,
down, and
I
all
remember
because of the
that.
radios. Yeah, you remember that, right? So all because of that radio broadcast, people believed everything he was saying and started doing
Yep.
some crazy stuff. So it goes to show you, media's been controlling us from a long time.
For a long
Same with the
time.
whole COVID thing too. The whole COVID thing had everybody panic.
Mm-hmm.
can I say
And
something about that? Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
so I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was 2000. I don't know if you guys remember when, and this was all over the social media, when for some reason everybody thought that when 2000, when we hit 2000, the whole world was going to come to an end.
Was
You
Yeah,
guys
yeah. It
remember
was
that?
Oh yeah, the whole
Y2K.
2K. Yeah,
Yes.
Y2K.
Y2K.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that was buying up a lot of stuff from the store. Like people were
Yep.
getting pregnant.
How stupid does it look now, right? But I mean, it's so easily influenced by media.
But
Exactly.
but you know what? Because of that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a semi prepper. I'm a semi prepper
Winston, don't
because
say it. Don't say that you have a bomb shelter in the backyard, okay?
I ain't gonna tell
They
you
don't need
that.
to. They don't need to hear that part, okay? Let's keep that to
I ain't gonna.
ourselves.
I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm
let's
not.
keep that to ourselves, okay?
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you that. I just know when it hits the fan, I'm gonna survive. That's all you need to know.
all
I'm gonna
those all those
survive.
canned foods, all those canned foods you see coming to your house in trailers, we know they just don't go into. It's not to
Mm-hmm.
feed your dogs.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm testing the theory right now. I know how to you know corn some stuff and dry some stuff out with some salt, and it's crazy because that's basic things that we used to learn.
Mhm.
Listen, all you need to do is know how to turn salt water into fresh water, and you'll be a god.
That's it. Hi, Stephanie Smith, welcome in. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Some of the things, and like I said, all this information is online, right? So
Right.
it's not all bad. Social media is not all bad
Yeah, it's
because
not all bad. It's very
there's
true.
a
It's not
lot of
all
good
bad.
information out there. It's just how you use it, right? And I feel like the sources of information are there. It's just that people have their biases, and they're like, you know what, I swing this way, and I don't care what nobody else says. Nothing else outside of this person is the truth.
That's just ignorance, right? We know
You
that's
know,
just
you know what
ignorance.
I'm saying? So it's like you have to. I mean,
Knowledge is power.
yeah, like I said, how do you really fix that? Like, how do you teach people to that? Because again, you get the information, you get that initial information, everybody's just running wild with it, right? Everybody's running all different directions with it based on what they believe in. And then when the truth actually comes out, nobody is like has the guts to say, you know what, I was wrong. You
Yeah,
Fact.
know, nobody's is admitting that they were wrong. They were like, oh well, they just skewed the truth, or they, so it's like everybody's trying to find an excuse as to why they were wrong in their initial judgment. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that annoys me the most. It's like nobody's willing to accept that they were in their initial assessment, they weren't correct because they didn't they just
even if they said they were misled, at least it would be something. Even if they said, "Yeah, okay, you know what? Maybe you guys are right. I was not getting the information the right way. I was
yeah,
misled."
and a lot of
You
times they
know,
are. A lot of
yeah,
times they are, especially these days. I mean, there's more misinformation than there is actual relevant information. You know, the one thing I can say, the world runs on chaos.
it
Without
does. It
without
does.
without chaos, like it's. I use YouTube as a perfect example, right? You you know you can you can make the greatest uh cook video, or whatever video you're making, right? And then Novelty Queen can come out with her video, you can come out with your video, and then all of a sudden, you know what? Red's got a Red's got a bum leg, and all of a sudden everybody's watching the video about Red's bum leg, but nobody wants to watch.
Why you gonna use my bum leg for?
Nobody wants.
Love my leg
No,
win, man. Love my leg win.
you know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about the fact that you were a paramedic or whatever, and you saved 100
Countless
lives.
lives.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like nobody
Yep.
cares about that. They just care about
The bum leg.
the bum leg. Did you know? Did you
Novelty,
know
stop
Red had a
laughing.
bum? It's kind of like when you were messing around and you was like, did you know Gogo was bankrupt? I'm pretty sure somebody ran with that. I'm pretty sure
Some people
somebody.
took that seriously.
No, so I know somebody took that seriously. Like
I saw
Gogo.
somebody in the chat says, "Really? Really? I didn't know that." Come on, people. We're just joking, man.
But it just shows how easy it is to influence people, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it is
It
absolutely.
it shows how easy it is to just influence people based on what they believe in, and it's just crazy that
And
we always.
while you mention it too, these people that have a lot of influence, like movie stars, actors or whatever it is, musicians, the whole story with Garnett Silk in Jamaica. You know that people are saying that the reason he died or he got unalived was because the people were starting to believe in his music more than the government, and he became a threat to the government. I don't know
Hmm.
if you guys ever heard about that.
I
I've
heard
heard
that.
about that. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So if you have the power of influence, you can really hurt people. You can really make a change. And sometimes people don't want that change, and they'll do anything to silence that initiative. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Well, the whole thing about, and that's actually perfect that you said that, because there's this and I have to, don't quote me on this. It's been a while since I've seen it, but there was a series on Netflix called, I think it's called how to become a dictator, or how to make a dictator. I can't remember what the exact.
Wow.
um
The fact that you're even mentioning that's on Netflix
yeah,
goes to show you
yeah,
where
I
we're
can't
headed.
remember exactly what the name of it, the series was, but but it talked about people that are. It talked all the way from like you know what was the Romans to all the way through Hitler and Mussolini,
Yep.
all these
Caesar, all
different
these people. Yep.
Caesar, all these people, right? But the one thing that was constant, Jibba, blessings, brother, welcome. Um, the one thing that was constant about it was that um these people had the same personalities, right? And they mentioned the fact that anyone that's
Schizophrenic.
willing to be a public figure, they're all narcissists, right?
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
so even the all the way up to the president of the United States or anybody that runs for public office, they have this they're narcissists. They have this mentality about them that what they want to do is they have this mentality that I'm the best thing since sliced bread, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So so it's crazy to think that no matter across the spectrum of people that have these different personalities, and some people have been vilified as, as I'll use Hitler as the perfect example as the worst person on earth, but yet he has the same personality as the people that are leading our governments
Yep. Same
across the
personality
world.
as
You know what I'm
same
saying?
personality as Genghis Khan.
Yeah, they all have the
Yep.
same personality. So every world leader that's in the world right now and previously, they have the same personality as some of the most craziest people that have ever been on this earth. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's
Because of the
crazy.
power. They were
Yeah.
given that power and they used that narcissism plus the power to dictate.
But think about the influence those people have had over so many different people, right? From their country, their generations, whatever their time frame, right? So their social, oh, it's called How to Become a Tyrant. That's what it's called. So
Nice.
if you ever if yeah if you ever go
Do they
on
have one how to
Netflix,
become a ninja?
yeah, you got to stay in the bushes. That's what a ninja does. Ninja stays in the bushes.
Carry on, brother. Carry on.
I got Jay Buddy the Baker in the building. Jay Bud, bless up yourself, brother. Welcome
Must be
in,
self
man.
J Bud.
So Jay Bud, this is our family right here. So if you ever get the opportunity to link up people that you haven't linked up with, make sure to link up with Jay Bud. Jay Bud does a lot of what I believe in is helping a lot of people in need. So
Nice.
make sure to
Welcome
check
in,
out,
J Bud. Welcome
yeah,
in.
man, check out them channel. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, the whole thing for me is just the influence. How do we change that influence of people not believing everything they hear from the first story they hear? You know what I'm saying? How do we change that?
It's a very difficult task because people are not trying to hear anything nowadays. That's the problem.
Hmm.
That's the real problem. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody cares about anybody. Everybody's walking with their head down on their phone. Nobody even says hi anymore. Somebody leaves a door open for you. You don't say thank you. All these simple things that we used to do and people used to recognize are just not there anymore.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
I also feel like these things should start like from home, to be honest, because
Yes,
I
100%.
feel like parents are not doing, not every parent, but for the parent, this is directed to the parents that aren't,
But
not for the
there,
ones that
Mamati, before you go any further, keep in mind we're having kids a lot younger too now, and that influence is not very well either because they don't know any better themselves and they can't teach their kids any better because they're not mature enough to understand society. So that is part of the problem too. But don't let me stop you. Continue.
that is true. But I feel like parents should have more of a what's the word I'm looking for? They should participate. They should be the one providing the morals and the disciplines and all this, like installing it within their children. Because if you install this within your children, there's no such thing as social media. And don't get me wrong, because sometimes we do our best as parents, and our children or our child might just turn out on the wrong side of the fence. Like you know what I mean? Like they're gonna build their own personality, their own characteristics with their own beliefs and do what they want to do. But
Right.
for the
Yeah,
most part, at least you know that you tried and you know you did and it just didn't work out that way, but
Exactly.
do,
Exactly.
yes, but still do it, like you know what I mean, because for me and my children,
Big up.
I made sure, like, for instance, when they were going to school, regardless of what they're learning in school, I taught them at home. And I had a very busy schedule at home. Like, I was working 6 to 6. My kids were in taekwondo, they were in ballet, they were doing a whole bunch of things, and I'm a single parent. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I
Keep
came
their
home,
mind
watched,
occupied.
exactly. I came, cook, wash, cook, and clean, but I still made sure I installed values and disciplines within my children. Now that they're bigger, they no social media influence or no news or nothing out there can influence my children. Like, you know what I mean? Because they know better. And I speak to my children. Like, when they have their problems, I'm their go to person, not their friends, nobody else. They run to me and they say, Mom, you know what? Such and such and such and such. Or, Mom, how do you feel about this? Like, we have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And I allow them to vent. I allow them to have their opinions. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing you have to teach them. Like, I allow them to have their opinions. And I also, like, when we have a disagreement, the first thing I tell them is do some research and come back and let's carry this conversation on. So I teach
Mm-hmm.
them how to go ahead and look for information on their own and fact check. Like, you know what I mean? Don't just go with what I'm saying, because I'm not just going to go with what you're saying. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to investigate for myself, look for the facts, and then come back and say, okay, you know, you're right. And then we can elaborate further. Or, you know, this was incorrect information. Let me correct you with what I've learned, type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
Yeah.
I allow my children to do the same because whenever I'm wrong, they correct me. They correct me. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like if parents are doing things like this, it will make a big difference in the world in terms of how we view things and the information that we're taking in on a daily basis and learning how to fact check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's,
No,
that,
and
that's
that's
definitely that's definitely a start. No question about it.
I got some more people in the room. I got Clark's Legacy, Brian, Bishop itself. I got
Big up, guys.
539. Well, go on, brother Bishop itself. Welcome in.
Big up, everybody. Welcome to the Tiki Bar. Hope you brought something to drink.
I know. BYOB. Yeah.
And said, bring your own baby bottle.
I mean, I would say I
Bring
didn't
your
drink
own
yet.
butt. Bring your own baby
Whoever
bottle.
comes up on the live, I'm adding to the list. But yeah, no, you're so right now, the queen, because like I said before, you are part of the influence of your kids, right? And
Hmm.
your social media is probably taking about, I would even say, probably 3/4 of your influence now, right? So it used to
Hmm.
be the parent, the teacher, and the
Friends.
friends, the friends,
Friends.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, you know
Yep.
exactly what I'm about to say, right? So the friends,
Yep.
so it's the parents, the teachers, and the friends. Now it's the parents, the teachers, and social media, right?
Hmm.
Even the friends are a part of that social media construct right now. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So the friends don't even talk to each other. They wait till they get home. They're right next to each other, and they're all on social media talking to each other right next to each other. You know,
Yep.
you know
It's
what I'm
funny
saying?
too because even the adults are doing that now too.
Oh yeah, the adults are doing that. I ain't gonna say nothing, but sometimes I'd be like, they're in the next room. Don't text them. You see, here's Lynn's laughing. Yeah, she's laughing now
Lynn,
because
Lynn, Lynn knows exactly what my wife does it too, so we know. I'm right here, man.
oh, she texts me sometimes. I'll be like, I'm right downstairs in the basement. You could have just yelled at me, you know. But again, you can't discount it because it's the world we live in, right? It's it's
Hmm.
it's one of those things we ask for the technology, and now we're living it, and now we're complaining about the technology. When I was growing up, the Jetsons was a thing, right? And
Well,
we're literally living the Jetsons right now. You know,
Right.
we're literally living. I mean, the flying cars, the AI, all the stuff that we were talking about. We're literally living in that time right now. And I think the problem is we weren't prepared for it to happen that fast. Even though we've been preparing for it. If you're a '70s baby like I am, we've been preparing for it forever. You know
and
what
the
I'm
funny thing
saying?
you say that too is it's really not that slow. Like the thing is, it's been slow at the beginning, but in the last 10 years, what the advancements that's been made has been crazy, right? It's been absolutely crazy.
Bro, it's never been slow. It's regulated. That's the
Yeah.
problem. It's regulated. I tell people all the time, I went to Korea, I went to Japan, and some of the stuff, like, video conferencing. That was like Japan was doing that in the early 90s, right?
Wow.
We didn't get video calls until like the 2000s in the States. So it's about a lot of it is about regulation as well, depending on what country you're living in.
Yep.
You know, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of funny. You think about some of the going back to the point tonight. A lot of the stuff that we see on social media, like for example, TikTok. In Japan, they don't show none of this crazy stuff in Japan, right? They
That's true.
regulate what their kids see because they're more focused on their kids' education,
Hmm.
you know. But yet, we're in the land of the free, and so we get to inundate our kids with all the nonsense that other countries don't believe in, right?
Yep. The
My
Western
mom's in
world.
my mom's in the bill. My mom's in the building. Hi, mommy.
Big up, moms.
Hello.
You know, so it's just for me. It's more about how do we again we talked about it earlier, saying how far gone we are, but I don't think we're that far gone. I think we still have the influence to, and it's not just the kids, it's us too, right?
Yeah.
Because we form our own opinions based on the limited amount of information that we get, you
Hmm.
know. So it's not for us to judge. I look at, like, even a lot of people in here are YouTubers that have channels, right? Just by looking at some of the people that are here right now. I watch all these channels. I go into and one of the things I always do is I always go into the comment section, right? And
Hmm.
I look at what people say in these comment sections. And sometimes people are I don't think sometimes people are nasty, but there are sometimes people are just, I don't know, maybe trying to be helpful. But at the same time, it's like, how can you give me a recommendation on something that you haven't done, you
Facts.
know, or nothing about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna give me advice on something that you've never done? Maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And it's nothing wrong with constructive criticism when it's not facetious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, so it's like, oh, you should do this and do that. Okay, well, what should I do? So don't give, one of the things when I was in the military was, don't come to me with a problem if you don't come with a solution.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give me a solution to the problem that you see. So if you see a problem, give me a solution to the problem. It might not be the right solution, but at least you thought about it before you just came at me
Open
and
your
said,
mouth before
oh,
you open your mouth. Yep.
exactly. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, you ain't right. Okay, well, tell me why I'm not right. You know, don't just say it and don't have a solution to the problem. You know, and I see that a lot with social media right now, with all the craziness that's going on with social media, and especially in the YouTube stage where people get called out by somebody saying something crazy, and all of a sudden they go off the rails to respond to somebody, and I'm like, don't let people draw you out like that. You know,
Mhm.
Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. You know,
So you got a fat lip.
and we live in a world of computer. What do you call it? Gangsters. Their whole goal is
Keyboard assassins, man.
keyboard assassins.
Right.
Keyboard ninja, right? So their whole goal is to just go out and see who they can draw out, or
So they
you
can
know
trigger.
or
Yep.
trigger. Yeah, and once you stoop down to their level, they got you. You know,
And it's a shame too because they aim to trigger you. Like that's what their whole plan is.
that's their whole goal. Yeah, that is their whole goal. You know. So what? Have you had any novelty queen? Have you had any instances where people have tried to pull you out of your comfort zone as far as on your channel?
When I do lives,
Hmm.
Here we
when I
go.
do,
All the things that.
When I do my lives, we have the trolls that come up in there, but as the Red already knows, I like the entertainment. So we go vibe with it. Like, what was the last one where somebody came in? I don't remember what they said. Something like, "Why your head so shine" or something. And I told them, "Yeah, cooking island grease. Like that's it." And I told them to try your toast and come back and let me
Island
know how it
Greece.
is. And
But
it was funny enough because the whole like everybody, the community that was in the chat with me, they all like tuned along and they all started to put it in the possibility of what they could be using to make their face greasy and everything. And honestly, that troll went away on their
Yeah, it
own.
disappeared. It
yep,
disappeared on his own.
It
yep,
just yeah,
He must have figured out why these guys are not on the level that I'm on and just
like,
dipped.
yep.
exactly. A
Because
vanilla
you need to give them what they wanted.
Yeah.
exactly. And that's how I view things like that. Because me personally, I feel like energy, right? And energy transfers, right? And
Mm-hmm.
whether it be negative or positive, and
Yep.
you don't always have to feed negativity with negativity. Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's coming to me from a negative aspect, I'm not going to give you that much energy. Like, that's too much of my energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
It's
waste the
draining you.
energy. Yeah, you
Yeah,
waste the energy. Yeah.
exactly. Because I believe this, and I tell my kids the same thing growing up. I said, don't ever give people that much power over you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Facts.
mean? Words are just words. Words cannot
Yep.
hurt you.
Yep.
Words only, you know what, like the words that you give meaning to the words. And over time, words change. Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Which tells you about the meaning itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was younger, like there were certain words that meant one thing, and then now these words are so cool, and it's like, what the heck? Like, you know what I mean? So I always
Mm-hmm.
tell my kids, like, don't feed into what people are saying. As long as they don't physically touch you,
This is
just
the key
laugh it
thing.
off or walk away,
Yeah.
or pay them no
Yep.
mind.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like silence is the best defense.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Mm,
And words, I always say words mean things, and but they only have power if you give them that power. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So
Exactly.
so my one of my my grandmother used to always say, "Word is win," right? And unless you put your hands on me, you're not doing anything. You're not affecting me. You know, and it goes back to the original conversation about the influences that social media has on people, because again, if you listen to certain things and it feeds into what you believe in,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what anybody else says. You know,
Exactly.
you're gonna say, "See, I told you." That's what you're gonna say. I told you, I was right. You know, even if it's just one side of the story. You know,
Right.
I can tell you this: when I was deployed overseas, right when the whole George Floyd situation happened, and I've mentioned this before,
Mm-hmm.
um, and as a senior leader, so I was one of the senior leadership overseas, and we had to have a conversation with our troops. And I remember we had this forum that we had to sit down with this with the whole unit and have this discussion about what the state of the situation was with the whole George Floyd situation, right?
Right.
And I
Yeah.
remember one of my young troops, he was like early 20s, probably like 21 years old. And so he came up and he said, I agree with I agree with rioting. Of course, I live in Baltimore. I've been through the riots in Baltimore, and I'm like, I don't agree. In the back of my mind, I was like, I don't agree with rioting. But let me hear what you have to say. And for him, he said, you know what? The reason why I agree with rioting is because governments don't listen until it affects them financially.
Facts.
Yeah.
And it literally hit me in the back of my mind. I was like, wow. I say, you know what? As much as I still don't agree with rioting, I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you believe
Why
what
you
you
feel that
believe.
way? Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's what it's about. The whole thing I got from that whole conversation we had that entire night was it was about understanding, right? I don't. We can have different perspectives. We don't have to agree on every issue, but we have to have understanding. We have to understand. You said it before earlier, um, Novelty Queen. You said it before. It's about understanding. It's about understanding why you feel the way you feel, how you were raised, your religious beliefs, all these different things. And as long as we have an understanding of why people believe what they believe and feel the way they feel, the world would be a better place. If we can just get to the point of understanding, you know, because everybody's just in their own world, and we all come from different backgrounds. We don't see what the other person went through, right? And it's not our job to judge them based on how they were raised. You know,
Fact.
God alone can judge. Is the way I look at it. It's not our job to judge people. It's our job to understand why they feel the way they feel.
Hmm.
I have friends right now. I have a friend right now. Me and him were in the military together in Germany. His wife is from Turkey. Is it Turkey? Yeah, Turkey. And he went back. He's a black guy. He's married to a Turkish lady. He's actually got his YouTube channel, but he went back to visit Turkey. But if you look at the narrative on those Middle Eastern countries, you'll be like, I'd never go to this place and visit. And if you watch his channel, it's like you went to visit somewhere in the States. But we're so close-minded to what we don't understand that we don't want to hear nothing else outside of what we don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm taking up the conversation. Go ahead.
You guys okay?
Yeah, yeah, no. I was
Rena,
just
you
saying.
okay?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't want to take up the whole conversation. I was just kind
No,
of.
that's okay. We're listening, and it's all good. Guys, feel free. There's more panels left to come up if you guys want to
Yeah,
talk
I
about
got
it.
I got Allison Map in the building. I got Novelty. I got Oliver. Oliver, walk on. Oliver in the building.
Yeah, man. Guys, come up and express yourself, man. This is a really good topic, really good stuff we're talking about. We would love to hear more from all of you.
Hmm.
Where TikTok girl there? Oh, she hide in the bush. Like, what going on with her?
Yeah, me don't
PT,
know what
step
going
up.
on tonight.
No, you want to say something? Come on, step up, man.
Sir Oliver, step up to the building. Cause we know you're not afraid.
Yeah, who's not afraid? Step up, man. You see
Yeah,
all
we want.
novelty queen boast up her chest and step in the place like a queen.
Cause that's what I say. I do it. I do it to make everybody see it. You see me?
Yes, man.
Fact.
Eh? That's what Oliver would I say. I do it to make everybody see it. So.
So novelty, I want to ask you a question. That
Okay.
whole thing that whole thing that happened in Jamaica. You remember we were talking about the whole deportee thing for a while, me and Nisha, and
Yep.
we were talking about how scary it is and how devastating it is for somebody to go back and have nothing and have to start from scratch and have no support system. How do
Yep.
you think that how do you think that affected that person in general that did all that bad stuff?
Um. Well, honestly, I don't know with because there's so many different stories in terms of that whole situation that happened. Um. There's a few stories I heard. Like one of the stories was I heard like I see people saying like he was deported multiple times from Canada, and I've seen other people that said like the whole thing was because somebody basically disrespected him, like they owed him something and refused to give him, and he gave warning and said, "Look, if you're not run the thing, this is what's gonna go down." And they they didn't they didn't care. They just laughed it off and said, "That is that," and gave them the
And
little
it
one
was
two patois and little one two words I don't want to say, but that's what
yeah.
happened. And then it kind of made the man head chip away, and he did what he did, not saying it was right. But again, I can't say much about it because, like we're
We're
talking
going
about
by
before.
social media because we're going by what social media has been telling us, right?
Exactly,
Yeah, and this is what we're
exactly,
talking about.
exactly. So I can't say much about it because I don't know the person. I really wasn't there. I don't know what was going on, what really provoked the situation. Um, as far as what I've seen on social media in terms of people post to him and how he looked like he wasn't suffering from anything. It like deportation wasn't affecting him in any way. If you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
He
Was
was
this?
doing his thing. Like
What
you know
did
what
I
I
miss?
mean?
Did I miss this? Cause what are you guys talking about?
About
Uh,
you that unalive three people in Jamaica.
yeah.
Just recently. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
They
So
said
in
he was
terms of that,
triggered. He was triggered by the word deportee. The man called him a deportee, even though after he didn't want to buy the eggs them and thing like that. But I think something just triggered him. One of those words or whatever word they used triggered him, and he said that's enough.
Yeah, but see that's one of the reasons why I'm even having this conversation because
Yeah.
that's all speculation from
Yeah.
different
Social
sides of
media.
the
social media,
aisle,
Social
yeah.
right?
media.
Because everybody like until the person I remember it's kind of funny. I remember when somebody when I went to the Bahamas when me and Lynn went to the Bahamas last year
Hmm.
and we went out doing snorkeling, right? And
Yeah.
I don't do nothing strange. I used to jump out of planes when I was in the army, but I don't like to do strange things. So anyway, I
What about your
decided I
cooking?
I decided yeah, I decided I'm gonna do some snorkeling for the first time, right? And
Yeah.
Hmm.
Lynn's like, you're on your own. I ain't getting in the water. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So I get in the water, I do some almost drown, but I did my snorkeling. And next thing you know, I get back on the boat. So we go to another location. And it's almost not even like a quarter of a mile down the ocean, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at turtles. And the guy's like, oh yeah. So one of the tourists on the boat with us asked, hey, can we get in the water with the turtles? And he's like, no, there's sharks in the water. And I'm like, dude, it was just down the way swimming in the water. What do you mean there was sharks in the water? And he's like, oh, sharks are what do you say? Lazy hunters. And I was like, which shark told you that? You know? I was like, I was like, which shark told you that? And he's like, oh no. So it goes
That's
back to
crazy.
what I'm saying. It's like you can't just listen to people.
Yeah.
People are gonna say,
Misinformation.
yeah. It's like, yeah, sharks are lazy hunters. I'm like, which shark? Which shark told you that?
Did he forget to tell you that they've been around for millions of years and they're one of the most dangerous
There he
predators of
is.
all time?
Uh, the boss in the building.
Yes. Okay. It's not live like that. The
Oliver,
camera's not on.
blessed Sir Oliver. Well, go on.
Diana Star.
Oliver, welcome in. Welcome in. Let's hear your side of the story.
Big up to everyone, you know.
Big up.
I feel like you have the most influence when it comes to this conversation because we want to
Yeah.
know,
Right now, you can tell he's bubbling.
right?
You can tell he's bubbling.
Because yeah,
He's
because
been bubbling in the bushes for a while, man. Just come out and talk the things then.
yeah, man. So we want to know, Sir Oliver, is social media really and truly eroding critical thinking? Because I feel like say you have a person know that because you react to a lot of these things that go on social media. So talk to me. My love, you can't.
He's not ready. He's not ready. Get
Look,
lower. Give him a 5 minute to
you
breathe.
can imagine me make Oliver speechless. I make Oliver speechless, so they can't believe that.
You know, we look one thing still. Still, social media can definitely influence how we really think. Still, and one, it can expose us to a lot of diverse perspectives and information. You know.
Look, Oliver, you're at the bar, so you're not so big politically correct, You're at the bar, man. So, yeah,
Oliver, can we have some of what you're drinking, bro?
yo, yo,
Whatever you
yo,
have, share it in the tiki bar, and don't hold it to yourself, man.
yeah, you're there at the bar, so
Oh, God,
you're not
thank
to be
you. God,
politically
thank
correct.
you.
Just talk the truth. Just talk the
Yeah,
truth,
man,
man.
social media make a lot of changes in our life, good and
Yeah,
bad, you know.
Mm?
yep,
And we have to accept it because it is here to stay. You know, everybody on earth right now where I depend on social media. I know me know when you can like go over there, I'm see people get mad. I said, blows and shit. They're supposed to take with them things from us. We manage.
See,
Man, it's so scary that you
I
mentioned
like
that.
the people that is going insane. Not having social media, we never ban we never ban come see.
right. So
So we
they not
realize
even
that
care about the electricity. They just care about them can't get past social media.
can't get on social media, you know. So me I said it seems like many of us get hooked onto this thing like drugs.
It's a good comparison. That's a really good comparison. You know why? Because of the addiction.
Yeah man. But me
But you,
see it what it is. I mean know that one
but you
a
Oliver,
lot of people can do without it.
you feel like say it make people don't because you do a lot of reaction videos. So, but you feel like say a lot of people just basically what them sip on social media is what them take as the gospel and them not really kind of do them research and kind of find out if what the truth is from different sources versus. Cause I know you based upon how you react to certain things, you get your information from multiple sources. You know just come up and say, yo, this I go on and that I go on. You get you do your research, but you feel like said more people just don't really do them research and
Turn it
just
down.
react
A lot
without
of people
even
react man by just moving with the flow man. Moving off of where them really sick. You understand? A lot of people don't really do no research. You see,
Hmm.
if
mm,
you have the ideas, them. So for example, you're a man who read a lot, you observe a lot, you surf the net a lot, you see a whole heap of things. You will see somebody do something, you know you can make a content based upon from what you see. And the other things them that you really see. More time and even research.
hmm
I just go some places in the internet and you see. And you say, no, that's right. You must never know that it's here where. And you remember, say, boy, you can make a content and put it in because you see something happen where you can use that and fit it in that bracket, you know, and it works.
right,
See? But a lot of people don't do no research. A lot of people don't do no research. See? And some of them people don't really do no research. You find say them really, them, I make big bucks from it anyway because people run with anything these days. You know what I
of
mean?
course, of
And
course.
what I see on social media, we are see to realize so we are doing some positive things and you're not gonna. Nobody know want it.
And
People
we
want
just
to
talk about that. We just
people
talk
want the
about that.
problem. People want the problem. You ride a motorcycle right now in Jamaica and you jump off of that and mash up. You might chance to help. But I feel like I'm gonna help. I'm gonna video you because you know you can eat off of that. You
Mhm.
can't
So, so true.
And that's the problem, right? Because
That's the
them now
problem.
rather them come try help you, they must say, boy, because when me I look on the video the other day with the little man, brown man who beat can on the police
yeah.
them, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the first well, at Jamaica still. Jamaica is not a normal place, but man a beat can and people stand up out there take video. Remember say
Yes.
bullet now have no mind, you know.
It has
So
become natural these days, you know, where people
yo,
now hide
but
again.
people willing to take a risk. People willing to take a risk of getting shot or getting analyzed by a bullet just so they can get a social media
By a
um
by a man
video.
that's
Yeah,
clearly out there to hurt
right.
people.
And the man wasn't like and I like saying him a target any one particular thing. Him just a do him a do. Right? So anybody will get it. Right?
Yeah,
Anybody will that's but people are so willing social media is gone to a level where people are so willing to risk their lives
it's their life. Yeah, man.
just to get
Yeah, man. You see,
a viral video. It's crazy.
And it's not only Jamaica alone, all over the
No,
world.
it's not Jamaica
You see,
alone.
I'm
No,
gonna
it's not
climb up on
Jamaica
the
alone.
highest.
Yeah, me just I use that as an example, but it's not Jamaica alone.
You see, I'm gonna climb up on the highest tower in the world in a video himself.
Yeah, man. There's a there's a guy what died the other day. Him when him film whole thing was him climb all these IS towers and him hang from them and take videos.
Mhm.
And him drop off at one of the tower them. He was willing to the man was willing to give up him life for get a video, a viral
Yeah,
video.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I say?
Mhm.
yeah, man.
It's
Me
crazy.
think, me think like social media bring out a lot of mad people these days. It might sound funny, but
It's
Why you gotta
true.
go there, man? Why you gotta go there for?
It's
yeah,
true.
You know how much mad people out here already?
It's true.
I used to think like that because the things when you see people do, people never normally do those things, eh,
But you know,
and
you feel like them never normally do it or they know them have a platform for do it, pan.
Yeah, now they have a
and
platform
and
that pays them to be sick.
I mean, I'm
No.
good. So when you see some man do, me can't do that.
And you know how to do that.
And no, I think it's because of social media why they go to the extreme. Because if nobody's
Now that
watching, then what are you
yeah,
doing the extreme
Yeah,
for? So
yes,
yeah.
that's why it's
you have
social media
to
that's
talent
making
like
them
that.
do it. And when people see people doing like the crazy things on social media, get them a look at 100 or look a million views,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
influences. They're going to think like, look at the other day with the Minaj challenge where she's standing on one. She's what is she kneeling down on one leg or something like that, and everybody else started to make it complicated. People is in their high heels on bricks and sticks and all these little fragile things. People dropping and broken off their necks and all these things for a Nicki Minaj challenge just to be able to get a few views and stuff
You
like that.
put
And
on
Nicki
the most
herself wasn't doing
ridiculous thing to put
that.
Yo,
on.
I'm gonna start a ninja channel. I'm gonna start a ninja challenge.
As you should. It's such
See who can hang off the building. See who can hang off the building the longest.
this Regs, this ninja retire before it even starts.
No, but you're right. It's so crazy that people take one little thing and run with it because they have a platform and people watching them now, and it brings out the craziness in them. And you're right.
And
Yeah, man.
desperation. People are very desperate these days because times are getting hard, and I feel like the harder times get is the more people are gonna try to reach out in desperate situations and put themselves in all types of bends and curves just to be able to make a little extra money in their pockets, to be honest.
Because desperate times calls for desperate measures. Always.
Exactly.
well, I don't feel like it's that desperate still. I feel like again, it's not again, you have good and bad sides to everything, right? So
Right.
social
Vibes,
media
big up
specifically
yourself.
is yeah, vibes, yeah, best of yourself vibes. It's like there's good and bad things to everything. So social media is not necessarily a bad thing, it's just how you use it, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
So you can there's a good side of social media because you have access to a lot of information very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
right? What we never used to have, especially if you're my age as a 70s baby. This
Look at all
info,
the good people we met on here because of social media, right?
yeah,
So
Facts. That's
exactly,
true.
exactly. Like a lot of so at the end of the day, it can be good and bad. It's just how you use it, right?
That is true.
And people, the people that me always say there's good people and bad people. Oliver say it all the time. You have good energy and you have bad energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
True, bro. True.
And the good people are gonna use it for good. The bad people are gonna use it for bad. It's just the way it is. You're not gonna change that. You can't
and
change
the bad
people.
people are also going to try to
Yeah,
influence the good people
yeah.
to use it as bad.
The,
Facts.
the thing
Facts.
is, until people accept that there's good people and bad people, nothing now gonna change because there's good people and there's bad people. There's if you're police and you was a bad person before you turn police, guess what? You're gonna be a bad police.
Facts.
I
Facts.
just I just saw it go.
You
You're
don't want
gonna
to ever
be
be
good
Only
on
you
the
don't want
difference
to
bad.
be a
is
cop.
only difference is no, you have a gun and a badge. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? I just that's the difference. That's the only difference. There's good people and there's bad people, and people
Definitely.
have this thing about them want change people to do the right thing. No, you can't make people do what them don't want to do.
True,
You see
Yeah.
what
true,
I'm saying?
That's true.
true, true, true.
I have learned that no matter how you try to help people, if them just decide say, this me I go do, it no matter what you try to do for help them are gonna do what them want to do.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So
Facts.
until people accept the fact, say you can guide people, but you can't change people. You see
No,
what
No
I'm
fact.
saying?
can't judge people.
You can't change people. You can guide them. You can say, you know what? Maybe if you do this, it might be better for you. But if them have a mindset where them say, yo, say, this me I go do. It no matter what you tell them, what you do for them, they might even use the influence where you have to get what them need to get. But them still are gonna do.
Facts.
If them bad, them are gonna stay bad. If them good, them are gonna stay good. That's we have to just get to a mindset where there's good people and bad people. And once people accept that, I feel like the world would be a better place. Where's the Oliver?
So for the spot with that, we have
I saw me, me stay already still. Cause me know hold back nothing still. So
it's a balance still, and
yes.
um,
See, Amy said it's a
I'm gonna tell
balancing
you
act.
honest truth in a life, saying, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a balance, and you got police and you got criminal. There's no way you got police constant just police, police, police. You have to have criminal for the police work for them. Just an
That's
example,
true.
it is just fact, you know. But everything come with a balance,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to just accept it, knowing that a certain thing go. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. If you, I feel like with for us it's a little bit different, right? If you're a content creator, it's a little bit different because you have to play by the rules, right?
Yeah,
You
Mhm.
really and truly have to play by the rules because, especially with YouTube of all the social media platforms, because YouTube is probably one of the most restrictive social media platforms out there, right? YouTube, you can't just me talk to social media creators where I say, yo, say somebody come from my channel and say this, and me just want go hard on them, but you can't do it because you do it and then report your channel on YouTube, cut off your thing, right?
Yeah, all they got to do is do the playback.
Yeah, exactly. So you as a content creator, you have to be cognizant of what you do. As a just a regular viewer, you can do whatever you want to do or say what you want to say. You know what I say? Unless you're doing something that's detrimental to somebody's health or well-being or something like that, and you get
Mhm.
multiple reports, then YouTube will probably close out your account. But then all you have to do is just get a new email and make a new account, right? We know that
Yeah.
already, right? There's so many trolls out there with them have multiple email addresses and them just come out and you see it playing, as me I talk to somebody to the what them ask, oh Juba, me upon Juba, me I talk to Juba to them. Oh, no, it wasn't Juba, a J Bud. Me I talk to J Bud to them and say, boy, he don't do a lot of lives because there's a lot of people that come on him channel and go and act a certain way, right?
Mhm.
And me I express to him say about like StreamYard because you can control who come on your channel, right? Like not just anybody can come up on your channel and go on with the nonsense them want to go on with. And if you have people that moderate your channel as well, you know, if you do a content and a live content like this and somebody come up and act the fool, there's somebody in your channel that will moderate and make sure so them people they're gone, which is important. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's what
exactly.
I say. You need somebody to monitor your channel because sometimes the chat are go on so fast you can't even keep up with the chat and somebody come in and I say something crazy and if you have good moderators in your channel, them can kind of
Yeah, I'll
mitigate
catch
that.
up before they
Yeah,
even move.
before they even start the problems. Is what I say. But just going back to what I say is that the influences, as what you say, that we as content creators create is essential to what a lot of people see out there, right?
Mhm.
Because we are giving them information depending on what you do on your channel, right? You give
Right.
people information. One of the things for me do, as what me tell you say, one I think me like Reds, me love all the channels them when me watch is because I can see people put the effort into the information that they're putting out to people.
Mhm.
You saw me I say one of the things
Yeah.
when me do, I am not going to even though me can cook, I the world I know so me can cook. Me still do my research and me still Google certain things to make sure say me now put out no fake or false information out there because me know somebody I go fact check me. I say yo, I don't say you cook oxtail. You know what I say? So,
Fuck.
so, so it's just the world we live in. But you have it. To me, it's like it's better to make sure so you put out correct information versus something where somebody can use against you. You know?
But when we already know you're not normal, so right now the way you have it, you can put orange peel and oxtail, and people believe that's the way it's cooked because of so you deal with it. You know, you just do some different stuff, man. Because you're so unique at the way you do your stuff, people probably wouldn't believe it.
And
Oh,
just to
Winston,
point
what's his Prince's barbecue and the banana peels? Like, what's wrong with this guy? Go ahead, novelty.
yeah, just to say like just to point out that he's speaking facts. When I first did one of my tutorials, I think it's like the highest one I have on my channel, and it was the what was it? The frame, the they're not like a frame, right? And I
Yeah.
remember I it was a Canva tutorial, and I put it out. I did my tutorial and put it out there, and I remember there was a person that came in the comment section and they said, "How come you said this?" And
So hold this down for
when
a
I
second.
checked it out, it's not how this is, and this is not how it goes. And I said, "Yes, that is how it goes." Like, you know what I mean? But what I learned was because after I had to go looking to see why they're having a different perspective, and to find out that because I had the newer interface of the Canva account, they had the older interface, and they actually went back and confirmed it. Because honestly, I didn't know this person from Adam or Eve, and it turned out, according to them, that they actually knew the person that created the Canva. And
No way.
yeah, and they went and fact checked it with the person from Canva, and then the person from Canva, that the developer, told them like, yes, she's correct, but you're also correct, and explained it to him. And then he came back under my comment and explained everything, like, you know what I mean. So just to show you that people are gonna be looking and going out there to look on fact check,
That guy is dedicated. That's
and he
crazy.
was, he
That's
was, but
that's
he had to
people.
make sure, yeah, he made sure that I know what I was talking about.
That's people. That's
Hmm.
people. And that's
So
the
so
whole.
what if he found out that your stuff is not correct? What would he have done then? Would he have tried to report your channel saying you're giving fake information to try to shut down your channel?
I don't know. I guess we'll never know.
But you
It
see what
probably
I'm
it
saying?
probably
It's
it probably
possible.
won't it probably wouldn't do nothing. It's just people. That's what me say.
They want to prove
The,
they're
the
right.
yeah, the critical thinking part. That's what I'm telling you all the while. When I watch all these channels, all the
Hmm.
channel, all on the channel I'm watch, but I always go to the comment section. I mean, notice I'll if I do a video to them when I respond to somebody comments them, and
Yeah.
you have to understand, say, once you're on social media as a content creator, you have to understand, say, people out there now have nothing better to do than watch your channel,
Or target
criticize
you.
it, break
Yep.
it down
Criticize
to the
you.
lowest level because that's what people do, right? And
Mhm.
even not just content creating, but just in general, right? If you work your entire life, buy a house in a nice neighborhood, and people see a movie and they must say, "Away, or you afford this," you know. And we can
Yep.
get, yeah, we can get a perfect example. Remember one day, I don't think I ever told this story before, but one day I went in my yard, I cut the grass, right?
Mhm.
And never riding lawnmower. I'm out there for the lawnmower, I cut the grass.
Yeah.
And an Amazon delivery guy come. First time, because most of the Amazon delivery people come, me get used to them, so them know me. Anyway, the guy pull up at the house, me dip on the lawnmower, I cut the grass. So me see him pull up, so me go some. ride the lawnmower over to him so him not have to walk down the driveway so I can get the package. You know, so the man wouldn't give me the package because he wouldn't give me the package because he feel like it's out of my house.
Could it be the
But
hat? Was it the
Yeah.
hat you're wearing?
it happens in
No, it
school.
was
It
no
happens.
me have a no me have a like no, but me just have yard clothes. I mean I cut my grass, but it just shows how people perceive you based on how they see you, right? Because he might look on the house and said to himself, say, no, sir, I am a the grass man. I am a cut the grass. I don't feed
Oh, the
nobody.
Bushman.
Bridget, so me have to literally walk through the back door, come through the back door, and come through the front door before the man would give me a package.
That's crazy. I would have sent the dogs after him.
No, I mean, no, but it just shows you how people see you, right? People see you, they don't really know. They see what you have, but they don't know how you got to where you have, you know?
Yeah.
Me have a person will ask me, me have a guy, one time I do some work at the yard, and him ask me, say, oh, you get a house like this. And I said, well, I did 25 years in the military. And him I said, oh.
What business
I said,
is it of his? Like seriously.
I'm no, him no, him
Oh,
not gonna
why didn't
him
you
not
ask him
gonna
how you
do,
look so ugly?
yeah,
Why didn't you
him
ask him
not
how
gonna
you
go
look
to the
so ugly,
military,
Bridget?
but when I say that to him, him not have nothing else to say because
You
him I said
sign
to
off the
himself,
man.
say,
You
oh
know,
yeah,
you know what I say again. You know what I say again.
yeah,
You sign
yeah,
him up.
exactly. You know? I'll be telling
So,
people like it
Bridget,
just keep
why you look so ugly, Bridget?
Red woke up into violence.
He's gonna feel like you insult him, but the truth is tell him.
Oh, bright, and out of order, man. What kind of thing that guy?
but but you know what? I didn't make that bother me either. I didn't make it bother me
No, it
because
shouldn't bother you. It shouldn't bother you.
you can't change people's perception of you, People see what they see, right?
Fuck.
People judge each other based on
It's
it's
called
always sight
undermine.
first.
It's called
Exactly.
undermine.
Yeah, it's always sight first, right? We see people and everybody has it. It's not nothing unusual. Every human being, the first thing we see, the first thing we do is if you have sight, is you see a person first and you judge them based on what you see, right? You hear people talk about PTSD. If you've been in a situation where a man in a black jeans and a white t-shirt rob you, every time you see a man in a black jeans and a white t-shirt, that's gonna be the reaction we have. It's that's people throw this term out PTSD otherwise. Everybody has PTSD. Every little traumatic situation we you go through is called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mhm.
That means
Yeah,
if you go through something before,
it's
you
that
have a
dramatic.
stress
It's stuck
from
with
it.
you. Yep.
Yeah, you have a stress from it, and you're gonna naturally react to it. So
So there's,
everybody throw out this phrase PTSD. It came from the military, but everybody I use it now. But people try to make it seem like it's more than what it is. But everybody have stress. Everybody have stress in their life. I could hear a baby mother. I stress that.
yeah. A good example too. If you ever get in a car accident, if it's your first time getting into a car accident, every time you get into a car after that for the first time,
Of
you
course,
always remember that
you're
scenario.
scared to drive. You're scared to
Yeah,
drive. You're scared of what might happen at the next intersection or wherever the accident
yeah.
happens.
So it
That's
does
true.
happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And people try to sugarcoat certain things. You have to just be real with certain things. Don't you
So,
know?
Okay, can I be real with mine right now while you guys are here?
Okay,
And don't take no receipts. Put away your pads, people. Okay.
yeah, man. We're not taking no video.
Put away the video. Put away the pads. I used to know how to swim when I was in Jamaica. No problem, like a fish, Bridget. And then one day, something catch my leg and almost drowned me. And from
Yeah.
then, I don't swim no more. And the one time I went into a shallow pool, and a
Mhm.
person pulled my legs from under me as a joke, I thought I was drowning. That person never spoke to me again after I was done with them. And I've never went to try swim again. Okay, so there is such a thing as PTSD
Of
for a certain
course.
level. And
Of
and
course.
the thing is, Winston, I thought I could still swim. I went in the water like I still know how to swim,
Yeah, man.
Mm.
and I didn't realize until my foot got dropped from under me that I realized that whoa, I must have been dreaming. That person never talked to me again. I don't know. I don't know where they are. I cussed them out.
But that's how it go. That's how
And
it
remember,
go.
this was a shallow end, Reggie. It was a shallow end. I could have just stood up.
But it's the stress. It's the stress of
It's,
what you
yes,
remember. You know.
yes. It automatically kicked in and shut me down.
Yeah,
Hmm.
man.
That's why Ninja don't swim no more, man. We just climb buildings and hop
Ninja,
from building
ninja
to
run
building
for
and
water,
swim.
top man. Ninja no
Yeah,
swim.
yeah, Ninja does swim, Reggie. Yeah. So now we
Ninja
got
run
that
for water.
later.
I got Brian
So,
in the
so
building. I
good
got
evening,
Brian in the
everybody.
building.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
Um,
evening.
Circle.
Mr. Clark Legacy himself. What go on?
yeah, man. Me
Yeah.
just want to jump in, but me can't really stay long because my
Okay,
brethren
let's
father drop
go.
out. I'm a dep on him candlelight business. So,
Okay, okay.
so when the music start, I go problem. So, Winston, that story I tell about the Amazon guy
Uh-huh.
is it's
Here
quite
we go.
it's quite possible. It's quite possible that this man is just doing his due diligence because you have
No,
people
man.
that they
No.
walk up to you and take them
But you miss
so make sure
Clark, you
your
missed the
package
point when he
delivered.
said he's been there before. He knows all of them.
But this one was a new one.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
was it
new
a new one?
driver. But still,
Okay, new driver.
at the end of the day, to me, right? I understand where I say still because it's just like social media where we are talking about where
Yeah,
you only have one part of the information. So only thing him see is
exactly.
me I cut the grass. So me never really blame him for that still. I don't really blame him
Right,
for that.
right.
But
So
it's just like you know say
the
we
social media thing now
yeah,
where you
talk
talk.
to me about that. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, we are
Yeah, we
here.
can hear
We are
you.
here.
All right. The social media thing is remember, all the way in social media and all the way edit with videos and we know what we put in and we know what we left out.
I got
See?
lipstick right here. I'm listening. I'm listening.
So 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 we know we as this group know say all the information is not there. None of most of the information is not there. Right?
Hmm.
Because them just put out what they want you to react to. And like you see a man walk up to somebody and box him in the face and that's the end of the clip. You don't know what happened before that, you don't know what happened after that.
Right?
The me I say, and when my daughter started using this thing, I tell her, I said, man, listen, you need to check and recheck your information that you get because people will willingly lie to you just so them can get a view or get
Right.
so them start you know. Anyway. Yeah, so you double check and you triple check your information, man. Always. You don't take even when I tell her anything, don't take my word for it. Check and recheck and make sure so you have the right information, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
exactly. And that's exactly correct because that's the whole point of the conversation is that you see a lot of people get one source of information and then just run with it.
then
And
run with
then
that.
when the true information come out, them feel foolish. But we live in a society now where people don't even apologize if them wrong. You know what I
Right,
say?
right.
People don't apologize to say, you know what, I was wrong. Them either find a reason to say, well, una hide the information or una try skew the
Funny
information or
enough,
something like that.
with the on the bus this morning, I go fishing. And this man come on and talk about why man turn batty man and then sitting there and I'm like, yo, some I not really want to know, but then him start talk about money this and money that and when the person him a talk to say no, I can't that and the person show him say it can't be money. He would not come off of that point say a money cause it. Him want hold on to him point. So everything else now is to
Don't
prove his point.
his point
And
exactly.
and each time he try to prove him point, him make it even worse. Cause, 'cause- but but like remember, if anybody here go through common entrance, we had this thing named mental ability where we have
Yeah,
to figure out some things.
right.
Yeah.
See me I say? So and that in itself was our critical thinking exercise where we used to you see me I say we used to and
Think through
we
things, right? Think through
we grew
things.
up with TV and cartoon and we see man a jump off a cliff and drop on him head and get up back and run off. And I was never going to try that
Right.
because
Right.
I know how it feel when me buck me toe. But these people are seeing some things on social media and think them can do it. Them
Right.
think them can do it. And when you when them actually get into it, them realize whoever them get this information from is not even was, it's tricking them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because this person want something, want something from them. So I give them whatever information they feel like it need to give them.
So,
Right?
Clark, are you telling
Yeah.
me it's not safe to jump from rooftop to rooftop?
You can do it if you want, you think that. No, you are the ninja man. Jump man if you feel like jump. Like
but
Winston, me not jump out of no plane. Even if
but
something
look,
do it, even if something do the plane, me I go down with it, me not jump out of no plane.
but
Well,
yeah, but
you'll try to jump out before it hits the ground.
Yes, exactly.
You know, there's
but
a thing called G forces, right?
but look, I give you the perfect
Well,
example.
well,
When I was in the army and we have to go through training, right? To jump out of plane. And remember what my instructor used to say, if your parachute door open is not the first bounce that kill you, is the second is the second bounce. So when you hit
I'm
the
so for
ground,
that.
but him said when you hit the ground, grab the grass, And if you really and truly believe
you
that,
want the grass going to be
you're gonna
one,
just
so you have
yeah,
to
you're
grab
gonna
it.
just stay with grass in your hand. That's all gonna happen. It's what I say. So if you really believe that, what am I say? Him say that him say that for say boy, you know, do what you're supposed to do. But again,
Yeah.
when you on social media, if me ever come out and say that now, somebody gonna jump out of a plane and try to grab the grass. You know?
Yeah, man. Yo, let me tell you something.
I'm on this.
I mean, and we all know this is that people, them call them the keyboard warriors, where hide behind them
Yeah, man.
them name and
Them
them build all type of different profiles.
profile. Yep.
Okay.
Keyboard warriors.
Okay. So
Oliver
You
Newman,
know
you
what,
know me.
Clarks, they always have the baddest name, you know.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
man, yes, man.
Those are the
And when
baddest
you look on
dragon
them, they
slayer.
so strong. So I am not a violent person. Let me say this first, right?
Yeah,
But me no love talk. And you see when if me are you in an argument and you see me walk away,
Yeah, man. That's
that
what I
means that
say.
me don't talk,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
right? And if you
yeah,
follow me and still in I talking, me go have to do something else because me don't talk.
Of
yeah.
course.
See?
You're man enough to walk away, and if somebody's gonna
Yeah,
come
man.
pursue you, then there's a
But
whole
but
nother story now.
but we are no nowadays people are so fickle that you say hi to them and then vex with you. There's nothing you can say where people no get upset about.
To find a
So
reason to get upset about. Yeah.
right, and
Well,
them
we're
and then
talking.
find a reason to get upset. Like you and this person I talk about dog. Next thing you know, you and them argue about
Go cat.
about our bird, our lizard, or something when a dog no one talk about.
Right.
You see what
Yeah,
I'm
that,
saying?
I never just saw the argument start. So what
No,
we are talking about now?
it's like if me book me toe and say boy, would I want my child to book her toe and experience what it feel like. So
Right.
so she be careful when she a walk. People go say no, she not fi book her toe. Why not? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
She not fi drop and know how to get up back.
Of
Yep, it's
course.
the
You see
only way
what
to
I'm saying?
learn.
Them
It's the only way to
things
learn.
supposed to happen to people because if for instance, me and my wife attack and me I explain to her say me and you can't talk about this topic because we agree on this topic. We
Mm-hmm.
need to talk to somebody who does not agree with
Disagree.
what we are so
Yeah.
we can learn from each other.
Yes.
Right? Because all me and you go do is agree and say the same thing over and yes, and agree. But
All right, and then
when
conversation done.
yeah, and the conversation done. So when man like Oliver come in now and you see Oliver start laugh, I don't know what Oliver laugh about. You know, there's something serious I go on.
The man come in and he didn't say a word.
That's a word. Me want, even if you link Oliver, no, 'cause whatever I must smoke, whatever I must drink, whatever
That's
I
what
must
I just said.
inhale,
That's what I just said. I
whatever I
go,
must
Oliver, you
eat.
gotta learn how to share, man.
Me don't know if I feel wife, if I'm wife making happy so or what, but me want some.
Want some of the recipe?
Oliver, give me the secret now. Give me the secret now, man.
The
Me
man
have
come
that
in and you
too.
start laughing. At one point, he couldn't even talk.
So anyway, I gotta go because the music start and I know
All
Yeah,
get
man,
you
come
know.
All
on. All
right,
right,
all right,
Flags. Big
brother.
up. Big up,
Big up on
Thanks,
Flags.
yourself.
Thanks for
thanks.
showing.
Everybody
Thanks for
else,
stepping up.
Special K, who else in there? We can't even see nobody, but big up everybody.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
respect,
right.
brother. All right, Oliver, give me the secret now, man.
It's secret.
Contain yourself, brother. Contain yourself.
Because you more than anybody else deal with a lot of what we are talking about tonight. Just the way how people react to certain things without even getting a sense of them get one side of the story, right?
Yeah.
And you see that a lot. You see you know as part of as a reactor, you have to basically do your research and basically say, yo, before me even respond to this
Sometimes it
situation.
depends. Sometimes it depends, on the research thing there, because somebody cannot go against you and nothing with them saying go so.
Mhm.
It's not like you want to follow a man, but sometimes you have to just go harder and say something to where we born a man. You see me? Come I wonder where you get that from. You see? So you fight against somebody we are fight against. So if you
Mhm.
notice and so you see that go on, it's a proven thing. Why you think alright? More time you see me company stepping on the line. More time as somebody more rocks up and I'm ready for them. You see me? Because they violate one way when they like. So me just
Mhm.
deal because they don't know when never come. You see me? So me always get joke off it. When me not understand, a lot of people will take up reaction, them not try to make it become something fun. Me take it as fun.
Right.
Call me any name, anything you want call me, me not be saying laugh. Me not feel no way because me take it as fun. But some people take it to a different thing. You understand? And me not look funny. You
So,
understand?
Oliver, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever come for you on your channel about the stuff that you're doing?
What? Every day.
Every day, yeah. I need to, I need to, I need to check your channel because I want to go leave a comment on there too.
Yeah.
Yo, Red, you're not connected to Oliver?
I don't think I am. I gotta check.
Oh, bro,
We
you got to
connect
What's
with
check.
what's
him.
the,
We connect with him.
what's the channel name? Maybe I am. I mean, I'm not.
Oliver Unfiltered JA.
Okay, I'm gonna check it. I'll keep talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So more time, me just take it prefer. But some people take it and use come in with a whole heap of them emotion, you know, and things get out of hand. And when I say, wait, other man, I take it so serious. Then you know, say it's serious, you have to deal with it for a serious level.
Right.
Because it can look small when you do your thing. You understand? And as we say, a lot of people don't even research the thing to know who is a reactor, where a reactor can do because it's a very powerful job. It's a powerful job and a serious job too. See? And the thing about it, why I say it that way, because doing reaction, you can mash up a man channel in a based on where in do and where you have to say about him and convince the whole world because people are listening to you.
True.
You can easily destroy somebody's channel like that easily.
Yeah, man. It happened, man. It's a worldwide thing. It's only Jamaican people. Well, some Jamaican people not really accustomed to it. So more time when we just start out with it and I talk about a virgin and I use screen video and I react about it and
Is this
find
your latest
something
video? We are watching
true.
you, Color Smith.
Hmm?
Is this your latest video? We are watching you, Color Smith.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
one, one of them video there. Cause even colors themselves. When we used to react about colors, man, only for people run me when man. Only for people run me. But do you wanna think? Cause them not know what is reaction. Till
Mm-hmm.
them start to understand and know what it is and I say the goodness of it because being a reactor can bring in a lot of people for your channel when we start to react about your channel. Then we can react positive and we can react negative based on what we see. But most time when we react positive, people are say we're negative
Well, but
because
people
them
don't want to
can't
hear that.
see. Them don't want
Yeah.
to hear
Yeah.
You see, and
Yeah.
the
People don't
shark,
want to hear about the fish you cook. They want to hear about the boat sinking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to hear about the boat sinking. For real, man. How much people drown? You see?
Yeah,
Yeah, how much
yeah,
people drown, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Or
And we talk about
which man's finger get hooked up.
Feeling. But
but
reaction is big.
Oliver,
Reaction right. And
we
it's a
talk we
very
talk
wide thing.
yeah, we talked about that earlier, is that when we start the conversation, we are talking about that earlier, is that people are gonna hear what they want to hear, and they want to hear what feeds into what they believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Is what I say? And if they not hear that, then them no want to hear what you have to say.
Don't know why you're it.
Right? And people feed upon negativity. We know that
Let
already.
me tell you something. Enough time I want to change out of that nation. Enough time I want to pull myself away from that nation. I will not try to go in a one different niche. You know, to the numbers them. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Them-
when you look at
Oliver, you love the drama. Just talk the truth, man. Just talk the truth. You love the mix up thing, guy.
Hey, you talk to mix up reds, So it
no,
might be more
that's
mix
the
up
that's the
channel. It might be more
positive.
mix up channel,
That man, they love it.
Tell him he loves it, man. He loves it.
You know, listen, look here. Anything we are do, you earn from it, you know. So care how small it is, you know, you have to love it. Because we
So
come from it.
are we getting you into admitting what you're saying? Radio station will hear about this,
But look, Oliver, the one thing it's kind of funny you mentioned that, because me and Reggie that talk about it.
Yeah,
And me the on Theme Live yesterday. And one of the things as we talk about your niche, right? Like, my channel is about cooking, building things, traveling, all them thing there. And me find out say people all of a sudden people no matter what else I go on, them only want to know what kind of food me I cook.
yeah,
You know what I say?
yeah.
So
Mhm.
me have to learn for no matter what me I
Like
do,
to cook it.
if me have to put some food in it. Cause somebody gonna say, what the food there? Me not care if you build one mansion in the back of your yard and you're
Yeah,
a farm or whatever. We wanna know where you cook today. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I know.
So I just something you have to stick with, and
When
people,
you see people coming at you like that, that simply means they are doing something good.
yeah.
you don't have any haters. I mean, you're doing something wrong.
That's
Yeah, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
and
If
can I
you're
That's
say
not
true.
Oliver?
making,
Oliver, you love the mix up. I can see it in your face, Bridget.
yeah, man. Then if you see myself, we can't go like that.
Can I just say something in?
Yeah, man. You see it in my face, man. I say, go, man. You see it in your face, so.
All right, we're cousins then. We're cousins. We're
All
good.
right, you're fine, man.
Family.
But
Oh
you know
boy.
what? At the world, it's the world we live in right now. It's the world we live in right now.
But
But
you know what? Oliver
funny,
said it the best, Winstone. If you can't come in this with a sense of humor and being able to laugh and accept things for what they are, then you're
yeah,
gonna lose. You're gonna
yeah,
Yeah,
lose.
yeah. You
true.
won't be here for long. You won't be here for long.
Yeah,
You
you're
You
gonna
won't
burn
get
be
in
here
your
for long.
feelings and dip.
you're burn out.
Yeah, man. You're not there for long, because one of the things with people don't realize with this whole social media thing is that you are an influence, regardless of whether you're a positive influence or a negative influence. You are an influence, and your influence is the people who support your channel. Is what
Yeah.
I say.
Yep.
So you have an opportunity for either do some good things or do some bad things. Is what
Either
I
run with
say.
the narrative or run from the narrative.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
and make it, if you watch, I'm gonna use Oliver as an example. If you watch, I mentioned this multiple times. When me and Oliver talk, I'm gonna tell him, so the first time I watch Oliver channel, I say, oh, this money I use other
So
people
hold on, hold
content.
on, hold on.
Well, no, no, no. Before you say nothing,
Jamaican guy TV coming on the top about mix up boss Oliver.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, what may I say is that me I talk about the influence we have over people
Yeah,
because when the first time I watch Oliver channel, me I say, oh, this man here, I make content off of other people channel. And me
Yeah,
I say, what am I talk about? And then as me start watching channel, me realize that him not just use what people do. Him a react to what them do.
yeah,
And then me realize that him actually him not just say certain things, him actually do him research.
yeah.
So I like say you can if you fact check him, you gotta realize him and
he did his
if I
work.
something if I
He
if
did
I
his homework.
something yeah, if
Yeah,
I
man.
something that him not really know the truth about him, I gonna tell you that. Him not sugarcoat it and say, boy, me
No,
know says a fact this. Me I gonna say, allegedly or me no know,
yeah,
me no really know if this is the case or whatever. Which people respect that. People respect the
yeah.
fact when you can just be
You just
honest
have to
and
be
say,
true to yourself
yeah,
because I want to understand so the world I see you is not like a one or two person here.
yeah,
The world. So you have to be
yeah,
true to yourself. You
yeah.
see it?
So when you're honest about it and say, say, me don't know if this are true, but this is my perception of it, then people will respect that versus you saying, this, and I saw it go. And
Yeah,
then
man.
now when it change, you don't come back and say, you know what, I was, and that's one I think the respect about him. If something change to what him say, him will come back and say, yo, all right, you know what, this is not what happened. This is the truth. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
So people
That's
can
Yeah,
right.
respect that. People
Yeah,
can respect that. And that's what I say about social media, where there is no accountability, where you have to really come back and say, if you was wrong, admit say you're wrong. You can't just
yeah,
run with it and continuously sell the same story as long as you get the views from it. You know what
true.
I say? Which is a
Really,
bad
really.
is a bad thing because
yeah, man.
if you
Because people start taking things personal.
exactly, and if people believe in your content and believe what you say, you have an influence. Just like the
Yeah,
same situation we going on with the guy who get unalive recently.
yeah,
People believe in what he was saying,
yeah.
right? Him
Yep.
have an
Yep.
influence, even though me never hear about the man till this thing happened. Me
Yeah,
never
man.
hear about him.
There's a big story
Never
behind
heard
him. Trust me.
never heard anything about him until this whole situation happened. And all of
So
a
what does
sudden
that tell
now,
you? So what does that tell you? Somebody's been watching
Unfortunately,
this
he
man
get
for a long
famous
time.
now.
eh?
He get
That tells you
famous now.
somebody's been watching the man for a long time.
Of course. Of course. But you think about it what me I talked about earlier. How many other people's children this person has been influencing, right? I mean, not just use them as an example, but just in general, right? Just in
Yeah.
general, how many people out there are influencing our children to do certain things or change certain ideologies of what them probably never believed in before, but they must spread those ideologies to our children, right? So we as parents are telling our kids, hey, this is right, this is wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have somebody out there that's outside our sphere of control that's teaching our kids to do something opposite of what we're teaching them. You know what I'm saying?
True, true.
That's my whole point with this is like social media is so influential, and
The
as we
man,
always words mean things. Words
since the
mean
man
things.
shoot, do the shooting,
Mhm.
since the man do the shooting, the man become famous, and stuff.
Of course. Me never know
The
about
man
him till
become
this go on.
famous,
Never heard of him.
The people that make all AI video with the man a scramble all egg and all them thing there.
Yeah, man.
You see that?
Wow.
Yeah, me see that one there. Me see that.
You can tell
Yeah,
you
man.
something. We know this long time, so Jamaican people don't really like police. We know that. But we can tell you something. That the brown man there, he make the world know say, listen, not like police. Because when you see people them out there where the people must say like they might give him heroship. Say, yo,
Mm,
the man a hero, the man. You have people where I say, Virgin, where the police them gonna say, because them always just a man run away in a bush. And we don't take a brown man never run away in a bush. And there are some people love it at my school. They love to know say brown man put up a fight with the police them even though in gone home. Because every time the police them say them one man with a gun and the man running in a nearby bushes and say people them have a whole heap of things that come with the police them. And you know why these things happen? Because the amount of lies the police tell the citizens
mm-hmm.
of this country. Sometimes the news come with a different thing too. Sometimes the news are cover up a whole heap of things and then come out with it. Can you hear where I go? You find some man. the man police and shoot out and shoot. But yes, still, when I knew that the news in Jamaica, we are talking about, I said,
Yeah,
them find man
escaping
with
in
him,
nearby bushes.
them, them find man with some, with him rifle with rounds and all, them, so whole heap of rounds that clip on him 9 millimeter weapon with whole heap of rounds. And you hear say, boy, police going there, film, and analyze. You hear another story, I said, nothing no go.
Mm-hmm.
The man analyze himself. You hear
Mm-hmm.
another news come back again and say, the police them wait until the
Until him
man
run out of
run out of
ammunition.
ammunition.
Right.
Then we go in. Me more believe that because come on, this sensible police can really face a man with a assault rifle. We sound like, we look like him can use it. Come on, man. So you find the Jamaican people are run with it and it's a hero thing and people are gonna say, yo, them people are mad people, you know. Watch them highlight the man they were evil and alive a man when they say innocent. When they take back the whole thing, two man, they say Eggman involved in some activity with that man. So I want whole heap of mix up. But people
Mm-hmm.
are run with it.
Mm-hmm.
When we
There's
look
nothing
when we look
hero.
at
There's nothing
when we
hero
look
about
at it
that.
some crazy, some man have done it. They say, blow all the way, I don't know yet. Come and put some crap in them up there. And they can't move.
But Oliver, you know, say Mr. Jamaica guy has a something about police. But the thing what may I tell you this is that the narrative what people put out there, you can't unless you have a bad experience. And I can understand that. If you have a bad, you know, we grew up in Jamaica. I grew up in Jamaica in the 70s and 80s. I tell people right now, say in a 1980 election, I must see 800 people die in a 1980 election. I think between
Yeah,
500 and
and
800
probably
people.
more to where in a year
What?
about.
Yeah, Waterhouse me live there. Yeah, that's how them put on paper. I mean, probably more than that.
That's
And for
Virgin,
crazy.
me, and for me,
when
look
you're there
pan.
Waterhouse, when you're there Waterhouse in a 1918, me there right down a Penny Road in a
Yeah,
Jackson
right.
Lane,
Yeah,
Jackson Lane.
exactly.
Right
See,
down there. So
and for see, recently when I have the Jamaica election and see PNP and JLP are party together at the same location, it was a joy for me see because
changes
it,
me.
but it
Changes
goes
me.
back to what me I say about what you see on
Changes me.
social media versus what happening in real life, right? Because
Changes me.
if you believe if you grew up in my generation of Jamaica and you know say yo PNP and Labour right no mesh no walking on the
Mm.
same on the same side of the road when we grow up
Changes me, man.
for no say
We see
no
improve on
for
that
see
part.
that yeah for see that now if you watch it's for example right them have the travel advisories for come to Jamaica. And them I say Jamaica is a dangerous place for travel. Like in the US, traveling from Jamaica to the United States now, them have travel advisories for say,
Yeah, man, I
don't
show.
go
We see it
yeah.
already.
But we as Jamaicans, when we call Jamaica, we know it's Jamaica nice, right? And Jamaica is just like any other country in the world. There are certain places you go, certain places you don't go. Just like
Sure.
me living in Baltimore, there are certain places in Baltimore me not gonna go. Because me not have no reason for the over there. You know what I say? And you have to accept that fact. Say there's
Baltimore.
yeah. There's just certain places you don't. No matter which country you're in, there's just certain places you don't go. And it's you. Social media is good and bad as we talk about, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
the information is there. Is how you use the information. So if me go travel to a country where me never go before, guess what me I go do? Me I go do my research and
Uh,
say, all right, what the crime rate look like. But yeah, we from as a person that have traveled all over the world, I have seen where what you see on social media is not what you see when you're actually there. Is
true.
what is what I say.
True,
So
true.
just like Baltimore, just like people hear Baltimore and they must say, "Yo, me don't know you live at them the place." Then, Virgin, it's just like anywhere in the world, any place me go in the world. There are certain places if me not belong there, me not go there. and I just saw it go. But you have to do your research. Goes back to my original conversation. You don't take your information from one source, right? Because the people them wanna why you go there, I gotta tell you, so don't go there. And you need to do your own due diligence and get your own information and then figure out what you want,
Sure.
what you gonna do with it. You know what I
Mm,
say?
I really
Yeah, man.
talk. You have to do your research.
Yeah, man.
Yo, people, them, you hear me still?
Mm-hmm.
Johan, blessings. Welcome in.
I hear you,
How
Red.
there?
Wisdom,
Yo,
you hear me?
yeah, yeah, here, man.
Hear what? The wife is shutting me down.
All right. All right. Respect me, G. Well,
You guys,
blessings, man.
Oliver, don't take note of that, okay? Because I know you have something built up already. Don't take note of that, okay? I'm watching you, brother. Not the queen easy, okay? You see the man I laugh, Winston? I'm gonna check out your channel. I better not see no reaction about the man say the wife will shut it down. I can see it building it up, trust me.
Hey,
Okay, my
Oliver.
good man.
Hey, Oliver. I read do my tune for my new tune for my video, So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
man. All
I
right.
I cook up the tune for my video, man. So
All right, guys. I gotta run, but it's been a great conversation. Thank you very much for having me up here, and keep it going. I'm still listening. I just gotta come off the live so I can give the wife and my son some privacy because I'm yelling in the house and they're starting to get bent out of shape now.
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right, my
Oliver,
brother.
because
Respect,
Oliver, you
man.
never heard
Respect.
that part, okay? Keep that one to
no,
yourself.
brother, you're beautiful.
All right, guys. Stay blessed. Novelty Queen, take care.
All
Later.
right, I'm gonna mention something later before we close out the live. But
Oh my
respect,
God.
my brother.
All right.
We are keep receipts. We are keep receipts.
All right. Oliver, I'm going to be watching your channel right now and I'm watching, okay?
Respect, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Reds. We'll talk
Guys, if
later.
you want to know, visit Empress DTV if you can. She's a
Empress
nice
D.
lady. Do a whole heap of things over. You can learn a whole heap over there.
Yeah.
But natural stuff, you know. She make and create her own things, health wise, come on to health issues, she did. She do a whole heap of things. You can
Empress
check
D. We
her
have
out.
to check her out then, man.
Winston, you have to get familiar with that lady, yeah? We have my reason why we tell her.
Empress D.
G
Me-
T V.
oh, G.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
Is
on.
she here? Is she there tonight or she not up on
International there
the
tonight.
live? Okay.
Guys, before I forget, cheers, yeah?
Yeah,
Cheers.
man. To round one. As me always say, it's always round one. You know, it's called plausible deniability. So now, the Queen, what's going on with you? You're good.
I'm good. I'm here enjoying the conversation.
Yeah, man,
So
she
look,
quiet, She quiet.
so I'm making a list, right? This is my list over here. So me never tell nobody, but anybody that come up on the live, I'm making I got a wheel, a prize wheel. Let me see if I can turn it so they can see. So when people come up on the live, I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice because Christmas are forward. So so right now I got four people on the list. I got Novelty Queen, Oliver, Clark's Legacy, and Reds. And you can see already. All me have to do, spin it. Yeah, man.
What's the
So
price? What's the price?
no, me not gonna tell you no. Me not gonna tell you no. Me not gonna tell you no. Me not gonna tell you. It's always a surprise. It's always a surprise. But more want people to understand. Say we are go, we are go reward people if come up on the live. Cause all of a sudden me realize that people I said them say, why me afraid I'm this and that. Me say no man.
Yeah.
If you depend on social media, you have to get comfortable with being social. You
Gold
have to
and
talk.
assertive.
Yeah, you have to talk to people, and you know, me learn over time. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But Me and Lynn have our new channel a start. We have all the things are going. So we have all the things we are work on. But one of the things more on do is I want to, based on the topic what we are do for the Tiki bar, we're gonna give away a prize based on the topic. We
You
get
hear
to
that,
choose the
people?
we get to choose the prize.
You
All
hear that,
right?
people?
Huh?
Step up. I'm saying, hear that, people step up. Vincent say, I work my work and a chicken in my journey.
Well, it's week to week. So whoever you want to step up tonight, no depend on list here. So we are gonna do our own little
Jamaica
drawing.
guide. Step up, no man.
Mm,
But yeah, man, it's just it's a good conversation for have because I realized that the influences that we have, believe it or not, the more people you have as a content creator, the more influence you have over people, you know.
true.
And as what me always say, one of the things me always say, words mean things, you know. Words mean things, regardless of what context you say it. Words mean things, and you might say certain things what you think is just not mean anything, and somebody else might take it a different way, you
True.
know, based on their situation, you know. So if somebody, sometimes you say something things where you don't even realize it touched somebody else can, you know.
That's true.
Sometimes you say things and you don't realize say somebody else in your by your channel or in your chat where it really and truly resonate with them and them and say, say a serious thing you talk, and them
Mm-hmm.
take it to another level. You know what I say? I
Yeah,
live
yeah,
and laugh. Eh?
you have to laugh because it happens all the time. Every day.
Mm-hmm.
You say some things and me know when you touch somebody can because them don't necessarily come over my channel to send them to me. But when we start to run through some other channel, me see them and I hear them attack.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, based on what them a type and what them a say, it refer to me. But me not here. You see?
Right.
Fuck.
Some more time them not really want to tell you. Them not really want to come in your comment section to tell them else you go talk.
Fucks. Because
And
some people is
sometimes
not brave enough.
more time some people, it come like when we are youth are growing up. A youth when I like say in try to gang you with their friend them.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
That's some see people behave these days. Them have to have crowd to come at you.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck.
And you
And
Facts.
it,
realize ever, you see when they start step out to deal with it now, have to talk about the issue. When you're done with them, them leave them oneself in a shame. It's like them become shambles.
mm-hmm.
You know? Them start worry them oneself and all that something there. You know?
And the crazy part is that him friend they might not have nothing against you. I just him alone have something against you.
Yeah, yeah.
And him friend them I will just defend him just
Mm,
because him
mm.
say me not like that person, yeah. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And them are say, all right, I'm gonna defend my brethren. And it's kind of crazy how small the
People,
world is, right? Because somebody in another group that might know you personally and say, yo, Oliver, you have beef with? No, man, Oliver, I go do it, you know. And they must say, no, man, I don't like it. You know what I say?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You know?
yeah.
And it's just crazy the influence what you have over people because the world is so small. Let me see what I got. I can't even pronounce that. Somebody pronounce that one there for me. Akari Velasco mix. All right, welcome in.
Rivella. Mm,
That's,
But
that's
what may I say is it's just crazy the influence you have over individual people, right? And
mm,
if people don't think,
Caribel, Caribel.
yeah, me can't pronounce that.
Mm.
But the people, the influence, the things where you say mean things to some people and don't mean things to other people. You know, so yeah, there's just some things you have to be careful what you say because again, you don't know how certain things affect certain people. At the same time, if you are a person that is straightforward and upfront with the things when you say, then you know what I say, then there's a difference. People then people accept what you have to say regardless of what you say. And to me, that's the best way for be. Like when you're straightforward and upfront, people when you say something, there's no, oh, okay, all right, Oliver say it, all right, cool. It's what I say versus, well, I can't believe say Oliver said that, or I can't believe say, I can't believe say Novelty Queen said that or something like that because you have to just maintain who you are. You can't make
And the
people
thing
take you.
about it, that's why you see, when we first come on YouTube and I do the little cooking, home style and I do my little thing, and I discover some can do something else different, serving stone. And I do have one video, I say, a virgin come over and like the video, and I say, wait, something going well, man, something going good. I want to tell you something, I remember me there, and do the content now when we come see, put you up there, fly out. And from that, me just start the reaction and me see it at work. But when I see it at work, sometimes more have to turn back, and the next time I say, yo, we have to turn back what? Keep on pushing forward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
you know, and the thing about it, Bridget, you see, if you go be a content creator, the greatest thing is to be just be yourself. Because you know a lot of people who know they say Oliver. And listen to Oliver come out from this now. Him not come out yet. And when you put it out here, people say, you know, I'm not wait for you. You talk about this, you see that? Me no want, me no even sleep. Come here, listen to you coming up.
But say I know you are alone because there's a lot of channels on me watch where
Mm,
every me know say them put out content certain times,
yeah,
and I'm always looking forward to it when next video drop. Yeah,
yeah.
man. And there's a lot of videos. Me tell people all the while say, me watch. You might not see me comment on every video, but I watch. I make it a point to watch my videos. Because once you set, sometimes if me at work or something like that, me not get the opportunity to see certain things, but you know, me make it the opportunity to go out there and just because people like what them like. People like what
Yeah.
them like. You can't force people. As what you said before, you can recommend somebody's channel, but you can't really make people watch a channel. You know.
Yes. Yes.
So I can say, go over and watch Novelty Queen channel, go over and watch Oliver channel. And my subscribers might go over there, but if you're not offer them food, then no and no one stay, and no
Night,
one
night.
stay. You know,
This is true.
if we not offer them some food, then them not gonna stay. So I just say go. But you have to just understand that. But the whole point for me is that just understand that the things that you say do matter, and have to understand. Say, don't take your information from one source. You're getting. There's the option to get multiple sources of information out there, and you have to. To me, you have to, without making a judgment, even then, even with your multiple sources of information, it's still not your response. You can form your opinion, but it's not your responsibility to judge anybody. You know what
True.
I say? When God alone can judge. That's the way me see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can't form a opinion of what we think a situation is, but we don't have the responsibility to judge nobody because what them say all the way fall short of the Lord. You know what I say? No,
Yeah.
none of we not perfect. So if you have that mindset, say you're better than anybody else, then you're already behind the power curve. You know what I say?
Bugs.
Why? Not telling lies still. Yes, for me, come out. My first time, but I'm glad I'm come out because you know come on sugarcoat nothing. You just come out and just show me up with it. And
Mm.
because what people really are look for, is the realness from a person. Because a lot of people don't really know me. People have to get to know me to talk to me. And I realize about Oliver is different from what me really expect from Oliver or what me see Oliver do, you know what I mean? But as I said, people tend to run with the narrative, the way they
Mm-hmm.
speak based upon their performance. As we tell people all the while, you will watch a movie, and you say the man wicked will do the crime. But when you say you go see him with the naked eye, you connect one Howard, you realize, oh my, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. And circumstances make him what he is. Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the role when I play. So the role
Yeah.
when I play, the role, my role.
Yeah.
But, different from that still, we accept people and love people because we say, you see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
We no
man.
matter
Yeah.
who want dislike, business about that. We
Mm-hmm.
just about to because you see time, you can only do and look behind him, but time no look back in straight
Yeah,
it
man.
up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You don't have no control over it. Yeah, yeah. Look, you either follow it or you're gonna get left behind. And I just saw it stay.
Facts.
Reds me here, you me see here. There no need to be scared. Yeah.
I saw it stay, man. Yeah, time. Yeah, time is the master. And the one thing you can't get back is time. Is what I say. So at the end of the day,
Real Trinidad man.
yeah, man. Yeah,
A real life. A real life. Yeah.
yeah, man. And that's one of the things where people connect to. People connect to honesty, where them know what them I get versus you know. Oh, he must say this 1 minute, next minute he must say this, and he must say something else. You know what I say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we have an obligation as social media, as content creators, because as what I say, me up on social media a long time, and it take me a long time to really and truly go up on YouTube and really start do this content creating thing. And believe it or not, there's a lot of things that I love to say. There's a lot of things that I love to say. But everybody have their own situation. Me have my job, me still I do. A lot of things. A lot of things. Everybody have their own situation. And sometimes it's just you have to think about again one the influence we have on people. Is it worth it to say certain things? And there's just so many factors to it. You have to just do what's best for you. If it worked for you, then stick to what you know. Is what I say. But don't let nobody influence you to do something that you don't want to do.
True.
Is what I say.
Facts.
Because the whole point of it is we all have a mind of our own, and
Mm-hmm.
we really and truly control our own destiny. You
Yes.
know. So at the end of the day, as a content creator, I am cognizant of some of the things I say because I know it influence a lot of people, and at the same time, I am not ignorant to the fact that I am who I am. People know who I am, and what you see is what you get. Is what I say. Just like
Yeah.
I feel like all of us that do our content, yeah, yeah, it's a game. It's a game, but I feel like when you step into the game and you put your foot forward and people say, yo, I stone that, him love to cook. I'll never that. I'll never go tell you exactly where they're on in mind. You know? Like whoever, the way them deal with certain things, once people kind of figure out who you are, that's the reason why they stick to you as
And I
a
can tell you this in a bit. So as time goes by and meeting the different type of people who come across, we kind of try to do adjustments based upon
miss that man. Miss
yes,
that
we
man.
try
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
adjust. Try. It is not easy to adjust. you know, to what
Mm-hmm.
people really want to hear based on where they start out with and how you start out. But when you see the type of people where some of the people are Christian, when no five people are Christian, no of them are elders there, you know, and who accept you for who you don't know say you have them already. We have some people where you definitely can't to say anything to really try to make them feel funny. And, you know, it's not like you try to please the world or anything like that. But when they see you do start saying for just do your thing. You see what I say?
Mm-hmm.
One time if you really like get out of character and one time when I tell a man to listen, not just deal it this way and way. Sometimes when my brain really chip, you know, but I think about it. You see me? Because sometimes you know, you will see a person come with a content now. Yeah, so what kind of stupidness is that maybe I type? You just want to go attack me. You see me before because sometimes I talk certain things, then we end up going to some people's head and manipulate them and they start thinking different. So you have to
Right.
make it go in there quick and mash you up. See
Before you
people
get out of
see,
hand. Yeah.
yeah, before you get out, you have to do it. You have to do it. You see it? Yeah, man. And when people start looking to what you say, they will see the truth in a way you say because I'm not like a stupidness.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
And this thing is all about this thing is politics. You know what? The man who can talk the nicest and the best, more likely to stand up. But if you talk nice and you keep on talking nice, but when you listen good in the nice talk, you realize this boy is
A serious thing though. I
yeah,
mean,
man, that's serious thing, man. You know, you can't make the tone of a voice capture you in saying a flap
mm-hmm.
because the tone of a voice cannot lead you down the wrong direction and you don't even notice it.
Facts.
And that's true. Reality, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Then
yeah.
say true that it's when you stay them with you look for yourself as a man like Malcolm X and them man there, them great leaders there. And that's why them get fight and get hurt too. Because you
Mm-hmm.
fight your own brothers them not like to hear your boldness, them not like how you talk too strong, you talk and open up people eye. Them not like them something.
Mm-hmm.
You see? But I guess me one of the runaways with them run on five plantation. Yes, sir.
Y'all wanna them maroon them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's keep up in the ears and then can't control you no more. That's but
Yeah, it's good
that's
to
it,
learn a little
man.
bit more, you know?
That's really and truly what it's all about. But you know, as what me say, it's me just want people to understand. And that's one of the reasons why I bring up the kind of as what me say, kind of crazy all of the craziness what I go on right now. I'm just decide to pick that subject before all of this happen. But understanding say at the end of the day, my whole concept is this. Don't don't get all your information from one. Don't be rush to judgment, right? Because that's I feel like people get one source of information and they respond
I mean, I
quickly.
tell you something from that part there now, Winston. I mean, no, sorry for really cut your conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
no,
tell you one little thing in the start. You have to understand this too, you know. You will, you, not every news media tell the truth.
exactly.
And
That's my point. Yeah,
yeah, and the thing is, you know, if you sit back, if you sit back and wait for the truth, when you really are search for it, the truth come and pass and not even notice a part. Because the reason for saying that, because, for example, you hear a thing happen and a man was
hmm
sure. When that man not sure, a man not gonna run with it and try to fix it one kind of way and put it out there. You know.
hmm
You see, the man want try to fix it one kind of way to try to put it out there to look goodish. Him not
right.
sure enough. And it's not like him want really lead the public
Astray.
mind astray,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
But in a for himself, he might tell himself, say, he said, me not try to do something. him not gonna get. Cause this thing is all about numbers.
Mm-hmm.
All about numbers. And him a tell himself that you want to try first somebody
Right.
can get a whole body of people to watch that. In the back of my mind, he must say, he must keep on up to date with it until the truth come
The truth
around.
come out. Right. Right. So yeah. So I understand what you said because part of it is about awareness. So the awareness part is making sure so that certain things don't go unnoticed or under the rug or stuff like that, right? So certain things will happen in a society you want to make sure say
And that's why we use
it
the
don't
word
just
awareness.
disappear. You want it don't just disappear. From my
That's
part,
why
what
we
may I
work
say
with
is
a
just
list
making
most
sure
time.
that if like as what you say, yeah, you get the story, you have to run with it because we live in a very fast time with social media, right?
Yes.
Because everybody by the time some happen, there's 1,000 videos out there on this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
thing, right? But for me, it's the most important part to me is being accountable for what you put out there. So basically, if you
Yes.
put it out there and then you realize, say, you know what, the information that I had at the time is the information I put out,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then I realize, say, okay, that wasn't the right information. You can come back and actually
Yeah.
admit, say, say,
That's why I try to do it awareness.
yeah, exactly. So you can only run with the information we have at the time. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What may I say is, as long as you can later on come back and say, say, this is not, this is what I had. This is the only information I had at this time. I mean, me want to know so the information was out there. Versus when the final analysis come through, you're gonna say, oh well, me not care. Me just say what me have to say. You know what I say? That's the difference in information to me, where you're not just putting it out there just because you want to put it out there, but you're willing to accept the responsibility. Say, all right, when I put out the information, it wasn't correct, and this is what is the correct information,
Yeah.
because that's what journalism used to be about. Was journalists used to be like, yo, they will come back later on and say, well, we put all this information at this time, and the information wasn't correct.
Sure.
Is
Sure.
what I
Sure.
say.
Sure.
So that's the to me that's the accountability part of it. Like if I feel like if more people would do that and say, say at this time the information that I had wasn't correct, and this is the
It's
correct
a proper way,
information.
it's a
Eh?
proper way.
Yeah.
It's a proper way.
Facts. I feel like
Sis.
if a lot of people did that, it would be better for them, though, to be honest. Because a lot of people, like for instance, sometimes I go on some people, like some vlogging channels, and they're talking about a topic. Well, the title
Mm,
states that it's about this specific topic, this particular topic, or these particular people. And when you click on it, it has
mm,
nothing to do with the title, or the information they're providing is incorrect, and because you might have already did your fact check and you got the facts already, right? So when
mm-hmm.
you come and see people talking and you're just like, that they're incorrect, but they would never come out and tell you so they're incorrect. And I feel like if they did that, more people would actually draw to their content.
Yeah.
Like,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
because me, if I go on somebody's thing and I know they're talking crap or what they're saying, they're just making up things just to get views, I will never come back. You will never see
Yeah.
me again.
Yeah.
That's the first to my video. Wake up on my channel yesterday. Now come back.
Look, it's
We
a balance.
understand, we understand. Some people really OD doing those things still, especially you know, the thumbnail and the mislead and all them things there. You have a lot of people that like it. You know, some people do it to catch the views. It's a trick. to it, but it's a thing we can blight the channel to based on the type of channel we have and the type of people we have. Because you have to know the people them, you have to know what people them think,
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem, Like
Especially
how
when
my
everybody
dear,
wants to.
me know you think.
But
uh,
that's the thing, man. You have to understand. Say you do have influence as much as what you say. You mentioned it a couple times, Oliver, about uh just the influence we have over people, right? Like even as much as you might not accept it, even as for you use a soldier as an example. As a soldier, you're considered a role model whether you accept it or not. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
even if you don't accept it, you have a responsibility to portray that role we have. Is what
true.
I say.
Yeah,
And it's the same thing with the social media platform. It's like where you offer to people, regardless of whether you want to accept it or not. You have
yeah,
an influence. You have an influence. There's your subscribers where you have subscribed to you because you influence them in some way, whether it be because them can um maybe become a reactor like you and try to understand how you feel or how you react to certain things, or
yeah,
just to be a content creator in themselves. You know,
yes,
so
yes.
regardless of whether you want it or not, once you step out of the public eye, you're in the public eye, and,
Mm,
and you whether you like it or not, you have a responsibility that you have to deal with, whether you're on the good side or the bad side of the situation. You see what I'm saying? So
true.
Mhm.
it's just and again, me just a talk from the content creator side, me not talk from the everyday viewer side where them really and truly not have a response. But again, they do have a responsibility to, because them are coming at your comment section, them are make comments as well. Is what I say. And I feel like them have less, well, I wouldn't even say them have less of a liability. They have as much liability as you are, based on the
Yeah, man.
responses where you provide to them, right? Because them are gonna say certain things in your comment section. You have to respond. You can either respond to them or not respond to them. And at the end of the day, it's all about responsibility. Everybody can respond and say, yo, say at the end of the day, we are responsible for the things that we put out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what going with this. You
I
know?
understand where I say, Winston.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the main thing. It's like from just watching some of these videos with all this stuff that's going on right now, there's everything what we say is recorded, everything what we say is memorialized. And at the end of the day, some of the things what we say affect people in different ways. And you never know. That's what you say. There might be something what you say that might save somebody's life, you know?
Mm,
And
Mhm.
it's just that one thing where somebody needed to walk them off of the ledge, them up on the ledge and them ready to jump, and you just say something where just make them take
change
a
your mind.
step back. Yeah, make them take a step back and say, say life is more important, and they can deal with what go on, you know. Or you can be the person where make them walk off of the ledge, you know.
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
based on what you say, you
yeah.
know. And that's one of the reasons why I say words mean things. I had a friend that a military commander that said that a long time ago, and him always said words mean things, and just be careful of the things what you say, because it influences people in two different ways. It might influence people for the good, it might influence people for the bad, you know. But
Mhm.
it doesn't limit you from saying what you're supposed to say anyway. So me not by any means me not say don't say what you're supposed to say.
Think your live stream cut out.
on team connection.
Think it cut out. Soon come back.
It's a valid point in makes. No?
It's true. I always feel like when it comes to these type of things, it always makes you feel like you're walking on like eggshells. Make it feel like you walk on eggshells because you have to be so precautious about the image you're putting out, the
Yes.
values you're putting out, like and then you also have to be mindful of other people's principles and morals and all these type of things. And trust me, like sometimes it's rough.
Yeah, man, you know, you know. Because you'll be there doing good, and there's somebody there to tell us say you do something bad.
Facts.
Now the care you do it, yo, the care you do, you brush off this, you fix this, can you say me no want a part of show, and you fix this
Mhm.
up, people always are gonna have something to say.
Facts.
Always. You can't get rid of it. Trust me.
Facts. That's how
And it is a thing where help build a channel to as well.
that is
Are
true.
you still connected by
Help
your
build a
phone?
channel. Yeah,
That
because
is true.
sometimes I have to block
I've
my
always
way.
told like you can't please everybody, so mostly you can do a please yourself. Even though you have to kind of keep everybody in mind,
Yeah.
but I always make sure like I'm pleasing myself at least. Because at the end of the day, even when
Trying
nobody's
to
watching, it's still
close
gonna
that
be
there.
there. Oh, it's gonna let my come back.
Something wrong with the line.
Yeah, Mbachi probably did.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't hear you now. In Ghana again?
good
Yeah.
stuff. God, feel good.
So it will come back. We can see him live. He can't go and feel good.
Let's see the circle and then I'm blank. And all of a sudden it's gone.
Gone without a trace.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No matter what you do, man, you just have to just keep pushing and do your thing, man. You never know. You see,
That is true.
you
That
never
is
know.
true.
Believe in
That's what I
yourself.
make sure I
Believe in
do.
what you do. If you follow everything what people say in a problem, you have to be like in
I
a
don't know what
year, you have
happened.
to lock a year.
That's true.
You have to know certain things. We have to put, we have to put on your them, look for them.
What?
You ever see something when they put on your ass face right and you like, see, the ass gonna look sideways, I think that's what you have to use. If you ever not have that, you're gonna ever see what go on and you start discourage you
Mm.
You,
from do what you have to do.
Check
Yes,
in, check in. Microphone
Sir
check in.
so come back.
can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good now.
man. Yes, sir.
I am not ready. My people, I am not. Can you hear me?
Loud and
Yes.
clear.
Uh, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oliver,
Yeah, man, I hear you, man.
I don't know why everybody sound. Rez, you hear me? Yeah, I'm not. My sound is gone. My sound is gone.
No, it's not gone. We can't hear you.
I hear you
Or
now,
maybe
no.
you
Yeah, I
can't
hear
hear
you.
me.
Miss TikTok, big up yourself, man. If you come link here, if you come over there, come get a link. You see it soon and very soon.
I don't know what's going on with the sound.
Happy to see you over here, though.
Yo, yo. Yeah, I'm not. My sound is gone. Can you hear me, Oliver?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, okay.
After you replaying back to check.
Hey, I hear I hear one sound in the background.
In my replay, in my
What's that?
replay, make sure you can
Oliver,
hear
can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear
yes.
you.
I think I'm behind on the chat.
I think I know.
Can you hear me, Oliver? Okay, okay.
We are going restoring soon at night, man.
Can you hear me? Okay, so the thing is, my stream from the iPad is um closed down. So I get a phone call and it now work correctly from the
Okay.
live stream.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay, so the thing is, my stream from the iPad is um closed down. So I get a phone call and it now work correctly from the live stream. Yeah, so I'm gonna close out the stream, But I really appreciate everybody who touching.
Thank you for having me.
All right, novelty queen.
Oliver, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, you too. I forgot check out your channel.
It's your creativity slip in the night. Don't come.
Pardon me? Pardon me?
I said it's pure creativity, so if you're not in a creativity, don't come.
I really
You can look
appreciate
and give
everybody
subscription to me, man,
who
because I believe I believe each other.
True. And chat,
All
if
for
you can't
people,
hear me,
Yeah,
all
can
for
thank you.
people.
see.
Oliver, bless up yourself, my brother. Thank you, Novelty Queen, for sticking with us. We appreciate you. Look,
Thank you.
I
All
got
right,
the I got the
so
I got your names right here. So me and Lena go pick the prize. I'll figure out that later.
All
all
right.
right, yeah.
End it up 'cause I don't know how to leave.
Yeah, thank you. Oliver, bless up yourself, my brother. Thank you, Novelty Queen, for sticking with us. We appreciate you. Look, all right then. I got the I got your names right here. So me and Lena go pick the prize. I'll figure out that later. All right then. So much love and respect. Look, I thanks to everyone that checked in on the live. We don't want to stay for 4 hours anyway. So thank thanks to everyone. Thanks for the conversation. I really and truly appreciate it. And I will see you all on the next one. God bless. All right then. So much love and respect. Look, I thanks to everyone that checked in on the live. We don't want to stay for 4 hours anyway. So thank thanks to everyone. Thanks for the conversation. I really and truly appreciate it. And I will see you all on the next one. God bless.